My CEO wife, after regaining her sight, the first thing she did was demand a divorce from me. Everyone thought she was heartless and ungrateful. After all, during our 3 years of marriage, I took meticulous care of her. Even her eyes were cured because I risked my life to find a cure. Yet now, facing her cold indifference, I don't feel any sadness in my heart. Instead, I feel more guilt. In the living room, Xia Xining looked at me and continued, Fang Yuan, for the 3 years I was blind, your care for me, I'm very grateful. But our marriage is based on a contract. You became my husband, helping me fend off gossip, and I resolved the financial issues for your adoptive parents' corporation. Now that Lu Yan is back, I want to get back together with him. I'm sorry. After the divorce, this house will be yours, and I'll give you an additional 50 million in alimony. After she finished speaking, Xia Xining didn't dare to look at me anymore, but my reaction was unexpectedly calm. I agree. Xia Xining stared at me, stunned. There was no crazed screaming as she had imagined, no furious roaring, only my smile. You don't need to feel guilty. Xia Xining, our marriage was just a contract. I knew from the beginning that your heart belonged to someone else. You saved my adoptive parents' corporation, and I'm very grateful. Let's just end it as the contract states. He'll take what's rightfully mine. I handed the peeled apple in my hand to Xia Xining. Do you want an apple? For some reason, seeing me so calm, Xia Xining suddenly felt an emptiness in her heart. Our marriage contract is for 5 years. After 5 years, when the turmoil settles down, you and I would divorce. Although it's only been 3 years, you are the one in charge. You have the right to decide everything. I have no right to object, do I? With a complicated expression, Xia Xining took the apple from my hand. In that moment, she felt my love suddenly disappear. You'll find some time to move out. I won't cause any trouble for you two. You don't need to give me the house. Just as the contract says, giving me 10 million is enough. When I returned to my room, I finally let out a sigh of relief. The moment I saw Xia Xining regain her sight, I had already anticipated today's outcome. Married for 3 years, I knew better than anyone how much Xia Xining longed for her white moonlight, Lu Yan. She even called his name in her dreams. The moment Lu Yan called and she heard his voice, no matter how much I had given, I was destined to be a complete loser. Going to my desk, I opened the drawer and took out a photo of us together from inside. The girl in the photo was a 9/10 match for Xia Xining. Anyone who didn't know would think they were twin sisters. I'm sorry. All these years, I've always seen Xia Xining as a substitute for you. I know it's not fair to Xia Xining. She is clearly the savior of my family. Therefore, I did my utmost to treat Xia Xining well. Now that the contract is over, I finally don't have to endure this guilt anymore. It's just that I really miss you. Where on earth are you? I hugged the photo frame to my chest, trying to suppress the heart-wrenching pain. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. I hurriedly hid the photo in the drawer. In 3 years of marriage, this was the first time Xia Xining had knocked on my door. She had never come to my room and had warned me many times not to have any fanciful dreams. Even if she were to be defiled by an animal, she would never let me touch even a little bit of her. In her heart, from beginning to end, there was only her white moonlight, Lu Yan. Xia Xining saw that my eyes were red-rimmed, and for some reason she felt a little pleased. I looked even more handsome after crying. I originally studied art, playing the piano, the melancholic, abstinent type. That's popular online. The handsome man of the arts department. After Xia Xining regained her sight, she was also startled the first time she saw me. In Xia Xining's life, my looks definitely ranked first. Even her white moonlight Lu Yan couldn't compare. As for me, when I first saw Xia Xining, it was as if I saw that girl with long blonde hair, a smile like a blooming flower, my first love, my white moonlight who loved to play the violin back then. My breath nearly stopped. After confirming multiple times that Xia Xining was not Wen Nuan, but another woman, the price to save the Fang family was for me to sign a 5-year marriage contract with Xia Xining, helping the Xia Corporation escape, the negative impact of the Lu family breaking off the engagement. At the same time, I had to take care of Xia Xining's daily life and obey Xia Xining's orders. After 5 years, the divorce would be automatic. I would receive 10 million. I knew Xia Xining didn't love me. The person she loved was her white moonlight, Lu Yan. Xia Xining was the savior of the Fang family, but I always unconsciously saw Xia Xining as a substitute for Wen Nuan. Especially when Xia Xining was blind, she couldn't sense at all that I was, seeing her as a substitute for another girl. At times, I felt like I was an incredibly selfish villain, taking advantage of a blind savior to satisfy my own personal desires. Feeling extremely guilty and also out of gratitude for her saving my family, I treated Xia Xining doubly well. I even willingly tested medicine on myself just to cure Xia Xining's blindness. To outsiders, I was someone who endured all hardships, even risking my own life, but only I knew the true suffering. Now, I can finally be free. I don't feel any sadness, only relief and joy. Fang Yuan, you know, I hate it when people lie to me. I know what you've given for me these past 3 years. Everyone says you're madly in love with me. Although you violated the contract, I don't blame you, because you cured my eyes. It's the way you keep hiding your love for me, treating me like a fool, that makes me very uncomfortable. I didn't expect Xia Signing to say such things. I was clearly doing it for Xia Signing's sake, not wanting to create any additional, unnecessary burden for Xia Signing and her white moonlight. Yet Xia Signing brought it up so directly. I'm sorry, Xia Signing. I just didn't want you to overthink, to add to your burden. I could only go along with it. There was no way I could say the person I love was never Xia Signing, and that treating Xia Signing well was just because I saw her as a substitute for Wen Nuan. That would hurt Xia Signing deeply. Xia Signing looked at me with a serious expression. Fang Yuan, to me, you have never been a burden. Hearing Xia Sining's words, I was stunned for a moment. I didn't understand what Xia Sining was trying to do. Xia Sining also realized her words were a bit inappropriate. She cleared her throat lightly. Although I can't love you, you cured my eyes. I'm very grateful. It was my duty. If you hadn't helped, the Fang family would have gone bankrupt. The contract clearly stated that I must take good care of you, so I had to be responsible. Fang Yuan, I want to drink milk tea. Okay, I'll go make it for you. Just like always. As long as it was a request from Xia Sining, I would agree without hesitation. After I left, Xia Sining didn't leave right away, but carefully observed my room. Married for 3 years, Xia Sining and I had always slept in separate rooms. The bed was very neat and clean. The blanket was folded into a standard tofu block shape in the corner. Besides a wardrobe, the desk was almost empty. Very simple and also very clean. Xia Sining was a severe neat freak, and being in this room didn't make her feel the slightest bit uncomfortable. Just then, Xia Sining noticed that my drawer wasn't completely closed. Her obsessive-compulsive disorder urged Xia Sining to go forward, wanting to help me close the drawer. Xia Sining suddenly remembered that before, when passing by my room, she had seen me putting something inside. It seemed to be my most important treasure. Thinking of this, Xia Sining's curiosity was piqued, and as if possessed, she opened my drawer. When Xia Sining picked up the photo frame and saw the picture, in an instant, all the blood rushed to her head. At this moment, I was in the kitchen making milk tea. At the same time, I was carefully giving instructions to the housekeeper. For the past 3 years, I had used my gentleness and kindness to move everyone in the house. Even the arrogant masters of the Xia family had come to recognize me as their son-in-law. Who would have thought that Xia Sining would still choose the white moonlight who had abandoned her back then? Aunt Zhang, it's all right. For me and for Xia Sining, this is a release for both of us. Aunt Zhang just thought I was trying to be strong. For the past 3 years, who couldn't see how much I loved Xia Sining? Otherwise, how could I have done something as self-destructive as testing medicine on myself? Fang Yuan Xia Sining suddenly appeared at the kitchen door with an unprecedentedly ugly expression. Xia Sining, why are you here? Milk tea is almost ready. What the hell are you doing? Xia Sining suddenly rushed over and knocked over the unfinished mango pomelo sago drink on the table. I was caught off guard and got splashed all over, staring blankly at Xia Sining in front of me. Miss Aunt Zhang cried out in shock. Miss, what's wrong with you? Xia Sining had always been a noble person who never showed her joy or anger, a naturally calm woman. But why did she suddenly fly into such a rage today? Look at this photo. Xia Sining directly took out the photo frame. Seeing this photo frame, my face immediately turned pale. My lips trembled, but I couldn't utter a single word. Fang Yuan, I never thought you were such a pervert. I can understand you secretly collecting my photos. But for you to use Photoshop tricks like this, placing me into your photo, this action of yours truly makes me feel instinctively nauseous. Aunt Zhang was also stunned after hearing this. Mr. Fang, is what the miss said true? Hurry up and explain. You're not that kind of person. No, Fang Yuan, you really need to give me an explanation. I'm sorry, Xia Sining. I clenched my fists. I could only choose to bear it all alone. Xia Sining was furious to the extreme and threw the photo frame violently to the ground. You have truly disappointed me so much. I don't want to see you anymore. Get out of this house right now. The farther, the better. The glass shattered. My heart also ached. That was the only photo Wen Nuan left me. It was the most important treasure in my life. I could only lower my head and walk past Xia Sining. At the villa's entrance, I looked at the place I had lived in for 3 years and let out a long sigh of relief. It was finally all over. Xia Sining returned to her room to drink red wine. Her beautiful, fair face, due to anger and the effects of alcohol, had become a few shades redder. Damn it, Fang Yuan. Taking my picture secretly is one thing, but why did he have to edit it to give me blonde hair? Why didn't I realize before that he has a blonde fetish? Suddenly, the phone rang. Xia Sining saw the caller ID was Lu Yan, and her expression softened a little. She pressed the answer button. Signing, the day after tomorrow. Once I'm done with business, I can return home. We can be together then, Xia Sining replied indifferently. Signing, from the sound of your voice, are you unhappy? Or can you not forgive me? Lu Yan's voice sounded a little uneasy. I've decided to divorce Fang Yuan, to be with you. Thank you, Signing. If you find it hard to say, I'll tell Fang Yuan that the person you love is me. At the mention of Fang Yuan, Xia Sining's mood worsened. All right, Lu Yan. When you get back, I'll pick you up at the airport. I have something to do. I'm hanging up. Without waiting for Lu Yan to reply, Xia Sining hung up directly. There was another knock on the door. Aunt Zhang answered and pushed the door open. Seeing that Xia Sining's expression was a bit better than when she was angry earlier, she spoke softly. Miss, that photo has been thrown away. It disgusts me to even look at it. After Aunt Zhang finished reporting and was about to leave, Xia Sining suddenly called her back. Give me that photo. But since Xia Sining had said so, Aunt Zhang couldn't say anything and could only hand the cleaned-up photo to Xia Sining. Finally, Aunt Zhang seemed to want to say something, but hesitated. If you want to plead for Fang Yuan, then don't bother. I will not forgive his despicable and shameless behavior. Miss, actually, I think this photo looks old. It doesn't look like it's photoshopped. Look, this photo has turned yellow. The material must be from at least 10 years ago. Hearing this, Xia Sining was slightly startled and looked closely at the photo. It was indeed as Aunt Zhang said. This photo, let alone 10 years, was at least 7 or 8 years old. The important thing is Xia Sining has only been married to me for 3 years. Aunt Zhang couldn't say more, so she turned and left. Xia Sining stared thoughtfully at the photo in her hand. Although the woman in the photo looked very similar to Xia Sining, there were actually some different details. Long blonde hair, a school uniform, a beauty mark between her eyebrows, and her teeth showed when she smiled. Xia Sining didn't have any of those features. The more she thought about it, the deeper the suspicion in her heart grew, like a thorn stuck in her heart, impossible to pull out. Finally, Xia Sining picked up her phone, wanting to find my phone number so I could give her a final explanation. But after going through her entire contact list, Xia Sining suddenly realized she didn't have my phone number at all. After thinking it over, Xia Sining called her best friend and secretary, Lu Qian. The call connected quickly. Lu Qian's voice was a bit sleepy. Sining, what's up so late at night? Qian, do you have Fang Yuan's phone number? Sining, he's your husband, and you're asking me for his number? Don't tell me you've already told Fang Yuan? As best friends, Lu Qian of course knew about the existence of the white moonlight Lu Yan. After all, she grew up on their public displays of affection. Told me to divorce him soon. Sining, I don't know what to say to you anymore. Fang Yuan treats you so well, he'd even risk his life for you. Back then, when Lu Yan saw that you were blind, he abandoned you without a word, putting the Xia Corporation in such a passive position. The Lu family didn't even make a peep. Now that you can see, he comes running back, begging to get back together. Aren't you just blinded by love? Xia Sining felt annoyed listening to this. Qian, if you don't have Fang Yuan's number, I'm hanging up. Although she was mentally prepared for the criticism, Liu Qian had witnessed Xia Sining and Lu Yan from the beginning. How could she not understand? Sining, if you really divorce Fang Yuan, then I'm going to snatch this little puppy up. After all, Fang Yuan is so handsome. Do as you wish. Xia Sining hung up directly, only seeing Liu Qian's words as a joke. The next day, Xia Sining woke up very early. As soon as she came downstairs, breakfast was already prepared. Xia Sining habitually took a sip of congee first. Immediately after, she frowned. This taste was not the same as the one Xia Sining had been eating for the past 3 years. Uncle Li, didn't you teach the chef how to make this congee? Butler Li was stunned after hearing this and hurriedly said, Miss, Mr. Fang already taught them. He even did it in front of the house chef, personally demonstrating it many times. But no one can replicate Mr. Fang's flavor. Hearing this name, Xia Sining thought of that photo again, and her heart immediately felt tight and uncomfortable. I spend so much money, and they can't even learn to make a bowl of congee. What a bunch of useless mouths I'm not eating. On the other side, I had just finished washing my face when my phone rang. Seeing it was Liu Qian's call, I was stunned for a moment, but still answered. Miss Liu? Liu Qian's unhappy voice came through the phone. What's with the Miss Liu? Call me Qian, you fool. I coughed lightly. Qian, what's up? Did Xia Sining ask you to find me? No, not that. Have you divorced Sining already? We're in the process of it. So, are you okay? Liu Qian's heart suddenly ached. When she heard it from Xia Sining's mouth, Liu Qian only felt angry, wondering why her best friend and boss was so blind. Not wanting such a good little puppy, but insisting on that irresponsible, scumbag white moonlight. I'm fine. But how is Xia Sining? I was still worried that Xia Sining was angry. Liu Qian suddenly felt angry. You're her husband? Don't you know how she is? I've already moved out of Xia Sining's house. Fang Yuan, you're such a fool. You're so naive, it's heartbreaking. Can't you fight for it a little? Just then, Xia Sining walked in. Liu Qian had to hang up quickly, leaving me looking at the phone with a bitter smile. In the eyes of others, I didn't fight for anything. In reality, for me, this was a great release. Xia Sining put her handbag on the desk, her beautiful eyes glancing at Liu Qian. Qian, who made you angry? Just some fool. Oh right, Sining, did you kick Fang Yuan out of the house? Xia Sining's actions paused, and she looked at Liu Qian suspiciously. How did you know? Did you contact Fang Yuan? Liu Qian's heart skipped a beat, and she immediately found a perfect excuse to cover it up. If you hadn't kicked him out of the villa, how could you have called me so late to ask for his phone number? You could have just gone to find him directly. Xia Sining clasped her hands together, unable to hide the anger in her eyes when mentioning this. Sining, Fang Yuan would even risk his life for you. Even the chairman and everyone else have acknowledged him. Have you forgotten whose hard work cured your eyes? Qian, the person I've always loved is Lu Yan, not Fang Yuan. You've always witnessed me and Lu Yan, you should understand. Fang Yuan and I have a contract marriage. Taking care of me is part of the contract, it's what he should do. Besides, you don't know what a disgusting thing Fang Yuan did. Xia Sining told Liu Qian the story about the photo. Liu Qian's eyes suddenly widened. Fang Yuan secretly took your photo and photoshopped it into a picture together, edited your hair to be blonde? So that's why you angrily kicked Fang Yuan out? No. Are you really sure the person in the photo is you? Here's the photo, take a look. Liu Qian took the photo and examined it carefully. This girl really looked too much like Xia Sining. Sining, this photo shows no signs of being photoshopped. I'm very sure about this. Look at the yellowing on this photo. It's clearly more than 7 or 8 years old. Besides, although this girl looks a lot like you, she is clearly much more youthful. Fang Yuan in the photo is also from his high school days, not like the Fang Yuan of today. Qian, what you mean is, Fang Yuan took a photo with me during high school. But I went to an all-girls high school, you know that? There were absolutely no boys. Thinking it over and over, Liu Qian could only come to such a conclusion. Then that's really strange. Could it be someone Fang Yuan knew in high school? A girl who looks a lot like you. At this moment, Xia Sining was no longer confident, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. How could there be such a coincidence in the world? Liu Qian continued to ask doubtfully. So what did Fang Yuan say? He just said he was sorry. Qian, look at Fang Yuan's attitude. It's not that I didn't give Fang Yuan a chance, but he didn't say anything. How could I not be angry? Maybe Fang Yuan has some unspeakable difficulties. I remember this high school uniform is from the city's number 2 high school. How about we get someone to investigate it? Arriving at the Fang family's home, my adoptive mother personally came to the door to welcome me. After I called out Mom, I handed over the gifts in my hand. Son, it's good enough that you're here. Why bring gifts? Lu Huanyun said that, but she had already carried all my gifts inside with one hand. I've long been used to it. I just smiled. It's what I should do. Where's Dad? Your father is gardening. The company isn't doing well. He can't sit still. He's always thinking of tinkering with this and that. Life is very difficult. My adoptive mother started to complain about her hardships. Then she lowered her voice and said, Fang Yuan, tell me, how are things between you and Xia Sining? You helped her regain her sight. Did she say anything about rewarding you? I've already moved out of Xia Sining's house. I knew this couldn't be hidden, so I told her everything. Hearing this, Lu Huanyun's expression suddenly changed. Moving out is such a big deal. Why didn't you discuss it with us? I was just about to say something, old woman. What are you shouting about? I could hear you from the garden, wearing a white tank top after finishing his work. Fang Guojiang walked in with a grim expression. Liu Huanyun pouted. Old man, our son has moved out of Xia Sining's house. A big deal like this. Why didn't the boy discuss it with us? We made it clear with the Xia family from the beginning that it was a contract marriage. Do you really expect Xia Sining to be with our son? She wanted our son to leave. What can we say? Old man, what you said is too harsh. Fang Yuan helped Xia Sining cure her eyes, and she immediately kicked our son out. Isn't this being ungrateful? Didn't Xia Sining also save our Fang family? If the Xia family hadn't helped, our whole family would have been out on the street long ago. Besides, our son has repaid this debt of gratitude. What else can be done? Liu Huanyun was speechless for a moment, not knowing what to say. Fang Guojiang glanced at Liu Huanyun, then at me. Son, don't think about it anymore. Move back home. Fang Guojiang knew about my feelings for Xia Sining. After all, their Fang family was not worthy of Xia Sining. Now that Xia Sining has regained her sight, it's even more impossible for her to be with me. Liu Huanyun stammered, clearly not wanting me to move back. Old man, it seems we're out of rooms. Fang Guojiang was furious. Our son wants to come home, and you say there are no rooms. Can't you clear out a room? Throw out all your old raggedy clothes, Dad. You two stop arguing. I've already rented a place outside. I plan to go back to being a pianist. You've moved to a new house now. It's not big enough, and my practice would disturb you both. Living outside is the best choice. As soon as I said that, my adoptive mother's expression softened a little. It's not that I don't agree, it's just that the company is really not doing well. Look at our family's situation now. I understand, Mom. I lowered my eyes. Even with the Xia family's help, it only helped the Fang family avoid the fate of bankruptcy and debt collection. Now, to maintain daily expenses, they even had to sell the villa and move into this 3-room walk-up apartment. It's still possible to live here, but I'm an adopted son, and I have a younger brother studying abroad. All the money is spent on my younger brother. This house has long had no place for me. The contract marriage with Xia signing, aside from my own selfish reasons, was also to repay the Fang family for raising me. When I was almost done, about to leave, Liu Huanyun secretly came to find me. Fang Yuan, you absolutely can't let the Xia family off so easily. Even though it's a contract marriage, the Xia family helped our Fang family pay off debts. But didn't you also help Xia Xining cure her eyes? Since she's so heartless, don't blame us for being unjust. You must get some more money out of it, you hear? Otherwise, you're a fool. Oh right, I remember that at the end of July. Isn't the Xia family supposed to give you a sum of money? Fang Guojiang stepped out and roared directly at Liu Huanyun. Liu Huanyun, if you dare to covet that money of Fang Yuan's, I will divorce you. When the Fang family was in crisis, Fang Zi had no ambition. You insisted on spending a huge amount of money to send him abroad to some trash university. Fang Yuan is a piano genius. He was directly admitted to the St. Paul Conservatory of Music abroad. We only needed to pay a little, and the school would cover the rest. But you wouldn't agree, and you even made Fang Yuan enter a contract marriage with Xia Xining to pay off the debt. Do you have a conscience? Now you even want to covet Fang Yuan's money? Liu Huanyun's eyes turned red. Old man, watch your mouth. Who's coveting Fang Yuan's money? I just don't want our son to be taken advantage of. Don't make me sound like such a terrible criminal. I had a bit of a headache. I was about to mediate, but a Maybach pulled up right at the door, the car door opened, and a beautiful figure stepped out with a powerful aura. It was Xia Xining. I didn't expect Xia Xining to appear here. I was a little stunned. Xia Xining, what are you doing here? Fang Yuan, we need to talk. Get in the car. As for Fang Guojiang and Liu Huanyun, Xia Xining simply nodded and then ignored me. You still have nothing to explain to me? Xia Xining, I am really sorry. I shouldn't have touched your photo at the end of July. Find some time for us to get a divorce. Also, give me back my ID and household register. I won't appear in your world anymore. In other words, you're admitting that the photo was deliberately photoshopped, right? Xia Xining was furious. Her breathing became ragged. She raised her hand to slap me. I was already prepared to face it. Xia Xining's slap. I closed my eyes, but the expected pain never came. Fang Yuan, do you take me for a fool? I was too angry last night. I didn't notice it at first. Now you're still telling me the photo is photoshopped? I've already had someone appraise it. There are absolutely no traces of editing. Who on earth is this blonde woman? Why does she look so much like me? The thing I didn't want to happen most finally happened. Seeing me fall into silence, Xia Xining continued. If you don't talk, do you think I can find out? Don't make things too ugly. She is a friend of mine. For some reason, we lost contact a long time ago. The first time I met you, I was truly shocked that you two looked so alike, but weren't related. I didn't say anything because I didn't want you to overthink. After learning the truth, Xia Xining's brows relaxed a little. What's her name? Her surname is Wen, and her given name is Nuan. Could it really be just a coincidence? During Fang Yuan's high school years, he happened to meet someone who looked like me. So much like me? Looking at this photo, he cherishes it a lot. She is very important to him. Yes, she's a very, very good friend of mine. My smile was incredibly sad. Xia Xining saw this and felt extremely uncomfortable. Could it be that Fang Yuan took care of me so meticulously? For the past 3 years, his warmth and care were all because he saw me as Wen Nuan's substitute? Xia Xining had intended to ask, but the words were on the tip of her tongue, but she couldn't bring herself to say them. As proud as Xia Xining was, if she really heard such an answer from my mouth, I really don't know how she would react. Xia Xining, don't misunderstand. For the past 3 years, I have always seriously fulfilled the terms of the contract. You saved the Fang family. You saved me. Such a great kindness. I have nothing to repay you with. The reason I didn't want to explain was because I was afraid you would overthink, I said hurriedly. A flash of guilt passed through my eyes. Xia Xining didn't notice my expression, but hearing these words from me, she felt a little more at ease. So what happened to that girl named Wen Nuan? I don't know either. The year we graduated from high school, she vanished from the face of the earth, without leaving anything behind. The only memory left between her and me is this photo together. So, do you want the photo back? Hearing Xia Xining say this, I unconsciously raised my head. My eyes lit up. Are you willing to give it back to me? Xia Signing had intended to return it, but she only said it casually and saw how agitated I was. Xia Signing suddenly didn't want to return it anymore. Then you have to agree to one condition of mine. I spoke without hesitation. I'll agree to any condition you name. Hearing this, Xia Signing's heart felt as if it had been pierced by a thorn. Any condition is fine? Is a photo together really that important to you? Fang Yuan, don't you regret it? After speaking, she found a random turn and dropped me off. Without waiting for me to speak again, Xia Signing threw the photo to me directly from the window. I caught the photo as if it were a treasure, unable to hide the joy and excitement in my eyes. Thank you so much, Xia Signing, Xia Signing said coldly, a look of extreme disgust flashing in her eyes. Fang Yuan, don't thank me just yet. My, Xia Signing's favor is not something anyone can easily repay. After speaking, she stepped on the gas, and the car disappeared from my sight. Xia Signing took out her phone and made a call. Investigate the student records of the city's number 2 high school. See if there's a student named Wen Nuan. I want all of her information. Liu Qian watched Xia Signing's scowling face as she returned to the office. Signing, my dear young miss, who has angered this great goddess now? In the house I rented, there's a piano room with a white piano inside. It was left by the owner, so the landlord specifically requested that the tenant must be a pianist who knows how to play and help maintain the piano before the owner returns. So the rent is also very low. I happened to snag this bargain. I bought a new photo frame and placed the photo in the most conspicuous spot on the piano's music stand, the spot that would get the most sunlight. When Nuan, a lot has happened recently. I've started playing the piano again now. I had given it up for so many years. I believe that if you are still alive in this world, as long as I keep playing, there will be a day when we will surely meet again. My fingertips caressed the photo, remembering the past. It was all sweetness. Suddenly, the phone rang. I saw the caller's name and my breath hitched. Then I pressed the answer button. Professor Su. A pleasant female voice came from the other end. Fang Yuan, you still have the nerve to contact me? I'm sorry, Professor Su, for making you worry for so long. I don't want to hear your reasons. Let me be clear. I haven't forgiven you. Su Ruo's voice was a bit cold. She was my music professor in university. Su Ruo understood my talent better than anyone. I was a piano genius, the kind seen once in decades. Professor Su went against all opposition to give me the only spot. For direct admission to the St. Paul Conservatory of Music, she felt that if I were given a little more opportunity to grow, I would definitely become a pianist who would go down in history. That's why Su Ruo personally came to my house back then and tried her best to persuade me. Su Ruo was even willing to sponsor my studies abroad, but in the end, I gave up. She was so angry that she blocked all my contact methods. 3 years later, Su Ruo suddenly received a strange text message. Professor Su, may I ask, if I still want to play the piano, is there still a chance? Su Ruo instinctively felt it was a message from me. That year, my giving up was like a betrayal, a bloodless knife stabbing fiercely into Su Ruo's heart. I gave a bitter smile. I know. I have a flight to the capital at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You come pick me up. Hearing Su Ruo say this, I was stunned for a moment. This is your last chance. I just don't want to see someone like you, a genius, give up like this. I cherish your talent, but it doesn't mean I've forgiven you. I came back to my senses and replied joyfully, I know, thank you, Professor Su. The next day, at the airport, I went to the VIP gate to meet the flight as scheduled. My phone vibrated. It was a WeChat message from Su Ruo, going to the restroom for a bit. Wait for me for 10 minutes. But just then, a familiar figure approached. It was Xia Signing and Liu Qian. Liu Qian looked at me in surprise. Fang Yuan, why are you here? Qian, Xia Signing, what a coincidence. I'm here to pick someone up. Xia Signing looked at me meaningfully. Fang Yuan, you're not stalking me, are you? As soon as she said this, both Liu Qian and I were stunned. I quickly denied it. No, Xia Signing, I'm not stalking you. I didn't even know you were coming to the airport today. Liu Qian quickly spoke up for me. That's right, Signing. Don't you know Fang Yuan's character? You can't just accuse people like that. Before Liu Qian could finish, a figure suddenly rushed forward and hugged Xia Signing tightly. Signing, I missed you so much. I'm finally back by your side. When she saw Liu Yan, Xia Signing was momentarily very happy. Liu Yan, don't be like this. Many people are watching. Immediately after her reason returned, Xia Signing frowned slightly and struggled out of Liu Yan's arms. Having just regained her sight and taken over the Xia group again, countless eyes were on Xia Signing. More importantly, I was still here. A dark glint flashed in Liu Yan's eyes. Xia Signing had actually struggled away on her own. If it were before, this would have been absolutely impossible. Turning his head, Liu Yan finally noticed me and said with feigned surprise, Why are you here? Could it be you followed Signing here? Xia Signing came to pick someone up from a flight. If you're a man, how could you tag along? You must have secretly followed Xia Signing, intending to sabotage my reunion with Xia Signing. Such a green tea man. Xia Signing also cast a suspicious glance at me. Only Liu Qian angrily retorted on my behalf. Lu Yan, watch your mouth. He's here to pick someone up. Who's following Signing? Just as I was about to say something, a clear voice sounded from behind. Suru was seen walking over in high heels. Fang Yuan, sorry to keep you waiting. Hearing this, I proactively went forward, as if I'd met my savior, Professor Su. Let me help you with your luggage. No need. I can carry it myself. I knew Suru was still angry. Professor Su, I've decided to come back. I won't back down this time. I swear to you. Suru glanced at me. If you dare to leave again, I'll break your hands. Faced with Suru's threat, I just smiled faintly. Suru snorted lightly, reluctantly accepting it. It's been 3 years. Have you touched a piano? I answered helplessly, very rarely. A flash of disappointment crossed Suru's eyes. Come to my house now and play a piece for me, you. After 3 years of not practicing much, I hope you don't end up like Fang Zhongyang. Wasting your talent like this just makes me want to destroy you completely. Seeing Suru speak to me so intimately, as if no one else was around, made Liu Qian very unhappy. An unfounded sense of crisis welled up inside her. Fang Yuan, who is she? I introduced them. This is Professor Suru from the Huaxia Conservatory of Music. She is also my mentor from the conservatory. I plan to return to the piano world now and want to continue studying under Professor Su. Liu Qian's heart soured even more. Xia Xining said in surprise, You know how to play the piano? How come I've never heard you play? Xia Xining suddenly felt that she seemed to have never truly understood him. I could only respond with a bitter smile. I've been too busy these past 3 years. I didn't want to spread myself too thin. Xia Xining's face immediately felt hot. At first, she thought I had followed her to the airport, but it turned out I was really here to pick someone up. I'm sorry, Fang Yuan. I misunderstood you just now. I waved my hand, indicating I didn't mind. Su Ru, who was beside me, recognized Xia Xining. Her voice held a hint of amusement. You are Xia Xining, right? Your eyes have recovered. At the same time, she felt a little curious. You're Su Ru of the Su family? Xia Xining also recognized Su Ru. Su Ru's Su family was very powerful, only a few steps behind the Xia group. Before Xia Xining went blind, she had met Su Ru a few times at parties. Xining, let's go. Let's not stay here anymore. Being ignored, Lu Yan felt extremely annoyed. It was as if everyone's attention was focused on me. This time, Su Ru was even more surprised. Now that Xia Xining had regained her sight, she was back with Lu Yan. This messy relationship was enough to make one's scalp tingle. I didn't want to be a third wheel here any longer. Professor Su, let's go too, after all. It was Xia Xining's private matter. Suru didn't feel it was appropriate to ask much, so she followed me and left. Lu Yan noticed Xia Xining's gaze was on me again. He narrowed his eyes, exuding a dangerous aura. Xining? I find Fang Yuan very strange. Does this man have some kind of special hobby, like being a peeping Tom of a third wheel? He was just loitering around and wouldn't leave, just a substitute. Yet he's so arrogant here. Lu Yan deliberately spoke very loudly, as if intentionally letting me hear it. Suru heard this and frowned slightly. She naturally heard it and curiously glanced at my profile. Professor Su, let's talk after we leave. Liu Qian's face flushed with anger. Lu Yan, you've gone too far. You misunderstood Fang Yuan just now and haven't even apologized. Now you dare to slander someone else. Lu Yan looked at Liu Qian with considerable dissatisfaction. Qian, whose side are you on? I'm on the side of justice, Liu Qian retorted directly. All right, Qian. Lu Yan didn't mean it? Xia Xining saw the eyes of everyone around them sweeping over. She didn't want to attract so much attention. What do you mean he didn't mean it? Xining, don't you forget? Who cured your eyes, and who was by your side when you were suffering and at your lowest? Who stayed with you for the past 3 years without a single complaint? It was Fang Yuan, not Lu Yan. Xia Xining's face also turned pale. He knew. He knows everything. Just now, hearing Lu Yan's words, Xia Xining truly felt like her image of him had shattered. When did Lu Yan become like this? Separated for 3 years. Could it be that Lu Yan has changed? Seeing that Xia Xining's expression was not good, Lu Yan hurriedly and gently coaxed her. Xining, don't be angry. Just now I was just jealous. After all, it was Fang Yuan who was by your side for the past 3 years. I love you too much. I felt upset, so I just said some angry words. I know it was Fang Yuan. It was him who went through these 3 painful years with you. Now that I'm back, I will treat you well. Regarding Xia Xining, Lu Yan had a very important mission. This time he absolutely could not miscalculate. Liu Qian really couldn't stand the scum's fake act. As she turned to leave, she said to me, I hope you won't mind. Lu Yan's barking just now. Lu Yan was so angry his face turned red. Signing, look at Qian Qian. You've definitely spoiled her rotten. In front of her boss, you. How dare she insult me like that? Xia Signing sighed softly. Let's go back and talk later. Okay, Signing. I'll agree to whatever you say. I know I owed you in the past. I'll make it up to you many times over now. Under Lu Yan's sweet words and repeated assurances, Xia Xining and Lu Yan left hand in hand. In the taxi, Suru looked at me. Go home and play for me. I nodded in response. What exactly is your relationship with Xia Signing? I looked at Suru, my eyes stunned. Then I explained everything clearly. After hearing it, Suru was speechless with astonishment. She also knew that Xia Xining was married, but she never expected that person to be me. Ziyun Mountain Private Villa, Jingdu. When the car brought me here, I was a bit dazed, because this was the place where Xia Xining and I had lived together for 3 years. Professor Su, didn't you used to live in the teacher's dormitory of the Huaxia Music Academy? After arguing with you, I moved out. I went abroad for advanced studies for 3 years. When you looked for me, I was just about to return to the country. I heard Xia Signing lives here. Aren't you about to get a divorce? And you're still so afraid of her. I didn't detect the jealousy in Suru's words. I explained, that's not it. I was just surprised. I didn't expect such a coincidence. Xia Signing and I are in the process of divorcing now. I've already moved out. Then it doesn't matter if we run into each other. Let's be clear up front. 3 years ago, you disappointed my expectations. This time, you came to me on your own initiative. If you've lost the spirit from 3 years ago, Suru didn't continue, but made a throat-slitting gesture at me. This action didn't scare me at all. On the contrary, I spoke seriously. Professor Su, this time I will absolutely not disappoint your expectations again, seeing that I didn't back down. Only then did Suru retract her gaze. I didn't say much. I just sat calmly in front of the piano, with my long, fair fingertips. I slowly touched the black and white keys. A natural flow, a magnificent piece of music emerged. This is Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Every single note was like the sparkling surface of a lake under the moonlight, glimmering with a silver sheen, gently spreading like the moonlight. Through the long river of time, Suru closed her eyes, listening to my playing. Her thoughts drifted. At the same time, a Maybach had just passed the villa gate. Xia Xining was sitting in the back seat. Suddenly, she spoke. Stop. The driver stopped as ordered. President Xia, what's wrong? Shh. Xia Signing gestured for silence. She could hear this melodious piano music coming from the villa in front of them. It miraculously soothed Xia Xining's restless heart. Earlier, when she had lunch with Lu Yan had recounted many stories from their past. It seemed as if nothing had changed. They were still that couple on the university campus, the golden couple that everyone admired, a perfectly matched pair in terms of family background, looks, and ability. Xia Signing was truly very happy. The first love she had longed for 3 years. Her white moonlight had truly returned, even though 3 years had passed. Lu Yan seemed to have changed. No longer the white moonlight in Xia Sining's memory from 3 years ago. That deep and gentle lover. After all, time passes. A little change is normal. The important thing is that he is still him. It's just that when they parted, Lu Yan wanted to kiss Xia Signing again and got handsy with Xia Signing, making overly intimate advances. Xia Signing told Lu Yan to stop, but Lu Yan showed great impatience, saying that they were about to get back together as lovers. What's the big deal about a hug or a kiss? Xia Signing couldn't accept this point. 3 years have passed. At Xia Sining's most painful moment, Lu Yan never appeared. This fact had finally left an indelible scar on Xia Sining's heart, and Lu Yan knew this well. Yet now he was acting very unhappy. So when Lu Yan said he wanted to take Xia Signing home, her first reaction was to refuse. Even though Xia Signing noticed Lu Yan's expression turning ugly, she didn't soften. The time when Lu Yan would cry miserably on the other end of the line admitting his fault, wanting to get back together with her, was over. Xia Signing, wanting to get back with Lu Yan, would definitely have to face many storms, the misunderstanding of friends and family, and criticism. These things made Xia Signing even more troubled. The premise for doing all of this is that Lu Yan must be worthy. If it were the Lu Yan from before, he would absolutely be very gentlemanly. He would respect Xia Signing. The man now only thinks about taking advantage of Xia Signing. Is he really still the perfect white moonlight from her memories? I remember this villa has been empty for many years. Xia Signing suddenly mentioned this. Those who can live in the Ziyun Mountain private villas are all top-tier wealthy families in Jingdu. Everyone runs into each other often. They have some contact, more or less. If someone lived here, it's impossible for Xia Signing not to have some impression. In the 3rd year, Xia Signing was blind. I helped her open her heart. Gradually, Xia Signing began to have hope. She was willing to go out for walks in the private villa area. no longer afraid of contact with others, listening to me talk about the small things in daily life. They were clearly such boring things, but I could always make Sia Signing laugh, making Sia Signing feel an unprecedented sense of ease in her heart. I didn't dare to hold Sia Signing's hand. Instead, I only supported her at a close but respectful distance, hearing my deep magnetic voice, feeling the wind, the sunlight, the scents, gradually. Sia Signing's heart was no longer so desperate and pained. Fang Yuan, how is he now? Where did he go with Su Ru? After being kicked out of the house, where did he go to live, for some reason? Sia Signing kept thinking about the me she saw at the airport today, along with the image of me with Su Ru. They looked so well matched. That's right, President Xia. I drove by here yesterday and didn't see anyone either. The owner probably just came back today. Who lives here? Sia Signing asked curiously. To be able to play such a fluid piece of music, a thought-provoking rendition of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, it must be a very famous pianist. This. President Xia, I don't know either. Let me ask the management office. Sia Signing wanted to know the identity of the villa's owner. The piano piece he played had a magical charm. It could soothe the anxiety and restlessness in Sia Signing's heart. It could easily enter Sia Signing's heart. Sia Signing wanted to get to know him. You said the owner of this villa is Su Ru? Yes, President Xia, don't tell anyone. As the management of a top private villa, the residents' information is strictly confidential. It was only because of an inquiry from the great Chaebol princess Sia Sining that the manager dared to reveal a little. Sia Sining hung up the phone with a conflicted heart. That's right. Su Ru is the young lady of the Su group. Her family can afford it, to buy a private villa on Ziyun Mountain. At the same time, Su Ru is also the youngest professor at the Huaxia Music Academy and is known as the girl genius of the Huaxia piano world. It really is Su Ru. Lu Yan seemed to have changed. Sia Sining felt inexplicably upset. Could it be that he's in Su Ru's villa right now? Is Su Ru playing the piano for him? In Sia Sining's mind, she unconsciously pictured scenes of me and Su Ru being affectionate, all sorts of intimate images. A strong sense of sourness suddenly welled up in her heart. A piece of music ended. Su Ru still had her eyes tightly closed, savoring the aftertaste of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata that I had played. 5 minutes later, she slowly opened her eyes. You haven't touched the piano much these past 3 years, have you? Your skills have gotten rusty, haven't they? You regret it, don't you? She opened her mouth with 3 consecutive critical questions. I embarrassedly scratched the back of my neck, although I used the landlord's white piano yesterday to practice intensely all night. But it's been too long since I touched a piano after all. My hands are still a bit stiff. Luckily, your spirit isn't gone. There's an obsession in your playing. This obsession can draw listeners in, making them merge with your music. Technique can be recovered through practice. You were a genius to begin with, but if the spirit and obsession are lost, they can never be found again. You were worth my trip back. I was overjoyed. Knowing that these words from Su Ru meant that I had passed the test, I hurriedly nodded. Thank you, Professor Su. I will absolutely not disappoint your expectations. Let's be clear, I still haven't forgiven you for your stupid act 3 years ago, when you gave up your career to marry Sia Sining. I just want to bring glory to Huaxia. I just can't bear to waste a talent like you. But, cough, cough, Su Ru said halfway. Suddenly, she had a coughing fit. This won't do. I have to make a phone call. It's too dusty. They took the money but didn't do the job properly. Su Ru took out her phone. After some inquiries, she found out the cleaning company Su Ru hired went bankrupt half a year ago. At that time, Su Ru was studying abroad. They couldn't get in touch with her. Because it's a high-end private villa, without the owner's permission, the management would absolutely not dare to enter. It was truly a ridiculous situation. Miss Su, rest assured. Well, send someone over to clean for you right away. Hurry up. Su Ru hung up the phone. She looked at me. Feng Yuan. The management will send people over to clean. It will take some time. Where are you staying? I'm staying in Xincheng district. Is there a piano? I nodded. Yes. Then let's go there so you can play more for me. Sia Sining's Maybach was still parked at the villa gate. It still hadn't left. The driver dared not speak and dared not ask. Sia Sining was lost in thought. She didn't even realize the piano had stopped, not until the villa door opened, and Su Ru and I came out from inside. The driver was the first to spot us. He exclaimed in surprise, President Xia isn't that Mr. Feng? Feng Yuan. Sia Sining instinctively looked through the car window. She saw Su Ru and me walking, while talking about something. The smile on my face was a sincerity Sia Sining had never seen, coming from the bottom of my heart. So this is what he looks like when he's truly happy. Is this how he smiles? I was with him. Did he ever smile like that? Everyone said he loved Sia Sining, loved her so much that he didn't even care about his own life. Sia Sining used to think so too, until she saw Wen Nuan's photo. This conviction of hers gradually wavered, because she didn't know if in my eyes, She was Xia Xining or Wen Nuan. The more she thought, the more confused Xia Xining's heart became. Fang Yuan, you drive. Suru handed me the car keys. Immediately after, she saw at the villa gate. A Maybach was blocking the way. The private villa has its own garage, but there's only one road to get out of here. Suru had to go forward to negotiate. She walked over and knocked on the car window. Hello, we need to get out now. Could you please move a bit? I looked towards the voice. Seeing this familiar Maybach, I was stunned for a moment. The car window slowly lowered. Xia Xining's face came into view. Xia Xining spoke first. What a coincidence, Suru. I didn't expect this villa to be yours. I was just passing by and noticed there was piano music coming from a villa that's been empty for years and played so beautifully. I wasn't careful and stayed a little too long. I didn't expect your technique to be even better now. You're mistaken, Xia Xining. The person who played the piano just now wasn't me. It was Fang Yuan. As soon as these words were spoken, Xia Xining was immediately dumbfounded. Fang Yuan played? He can play that well? For a moment, Xia Xining didn't know what to say. She truly knew nothing about this. Marrying me was entirely because the Xia family was in a bind. They wanted to save face for the Xia group and found the most easily controllable tool. The Fang family needed money, and my appearance wasn't bad. I was willing to cooperate fully with the Xia family to wash away the shame. In the beginning, regarding this contract marriage, Xia Xining had no right to say no either. After all, the scandal was caused by Xia Xining. During that time, Xia Xining was blind. No machine could detect any abnormality. Even the top ophthalmologists were helpless. From a Chaebol princess, the pride of the heavens, she became disabled overnight, abandoned by her deeply loved white moonlight. She fell into utter darkness. Xia Xining couldn't even save herself. How could she have the mind to care about others? Most importantly, I never told Xia Xining that I knew how to play the piano. I walked over to Suru's side. Looking at Xia Xining, I said in a low voice, "Why did you come back here?" Hearing this, Xia Xining suddenly lost control. She yelled at me, "This is my home. Why can't I come back?" Hearing Xia Xining so agitated, we were both startled. When I came to my senses, I quickly explained, "Xia Xining, don't misunderstand. I didn't mean it that way. I just thought that Mr. Lu was back. Why aren't you spending more time with him?" Logically speaking, the white moonlight that Xia Xining couldn't have has returned. By now, they should be all over each other. How could she still be in the mood to come back to the villa? Besides, I didn't see Lu Yan following her. Fang Yuan, do you like being cheated on that much? Don't forget your current status as my husband, me being with another man. Are you that eager for it? Xia Xining didn't know what she was saying either. She just felt a surge of anger rising in her heart, which she couldn't control. The entire scene immediately fell silent. I couldn't help but feel a little angry too. The one who wanted a divorce to be with Lu Yan was Xia Xining. Ours was just a contract marriage, from the very beginning. Xia Xining had warned me not to have any fantasies. In her heart, there was only Lu Yan, and I was only repaying a debt of gratitude. That's why I treated Xia Xining as a substitute, and felt guilty towards her, enduring hardship and working hard. There was no love in it, just a marriage bound by a contract. What's this talk about being cheated on? For Xia Xining to say that now is simply insulting me. It's a bit unreasonable. Suru frowned slightly. Xia Xining, I heard that Fang Yuan and you have filed for divorce. Fang Yuan has already moved out of your house. Lu Yan flew back from abroad today. For you to say such things, aren't you afraid Lu Yan will be heartbroken if he hears? This was the first time she had seen Xia Xining in such an emotionally uncontrollable state, mentioning the name of her white moonlight. Xia Xining calmed down a little. Fang Yuan, come back with me. I shook my head. I have to go practice piano with Professor Su now. We can talk tonight if there's anything. Xia Xining was stunned for a moment. This was the first time I had refused Xia Xining's request. At the same time, lingering in Xia Xining's heart was an indescribable sour feeling. Xia Xining didn't want to be seen by others. She closed the car window. Let's go. Yes. The driver hurriedly drove the Maybach away. Afterwards, I drove Suru's Porsche Cayenne out and sped off. In the passenger seat, Suru looked at my side profile. Fang Yuan, are you sure you're going to divorce Xia Xining? Her white moonlight has returned. I've already moved out of the villa. How could that be fake? Then why did she react so strongly just now? According to Suru's speculation, I was just a tool the Xia family found to be a shield. With my family background, I'm completely unworthy of the Xia family. Now the Xia Xining has decided for Lu Yan's sake to end this in-name-only marriage with me. Why does she still care where I am? And say things about husband being cheated on. Xia Xining's behavior just now, in Suru's eyes, seemed like she was jealous. Suru understood everything. She shook her head helplessly. I don't know either. After calming down, I felt my attitude towards Xia Xining just now was a bit harsh. Besides, a scum like Lu Yan. Xia Xining still treats him like a treasure, her white moonlight. How did I not realize before that Xia Xining, such a proud and outstanding woman, is so obsessed with love? Now that Xia Xining and Lu Yan are getting back together, I think the Xia family won't agree so easily. She still has a difficult road ahead of her. And I, as a party involved, don't have the right to comment on this matter. The obsession with a white moonlight. Xia Xining and I are two of a kind. Neither is better than the other. Night gradually fell. Xia Xining stood before the floor-to-ceiling window in the study, swirling the glass of red wine in her hand. Her hazy gaze looked out the window. From this position, she could just see Suru's villa, other than the management staff coming and going. Suru and I still hadn't returned. It's this late already. Haven't the two of you been on your date long enough? Where on earth did they go? Did they go out to eat together, or are they staying out? Not coming back tonight? The more she thought, the more confused Xia Xining became. She didn't know why. She cared so much about where Suru and I went. She had clearly made her choice. Suddenly the phone rang. Xia Xining's heart skipped a beat. She thought it was me calling her. She hurriedly took it out to look, and found it was Lu Yan. The excitement in Xia Xining's heart immediately deflated by more than half. She pressed the answer button. Lu Yan, what's up? Xia Xining, I made a black forest cake by hand. This used to be your favorite thing to eat. Yes, I'm on my way to your house now. Mentioning the past, a bit of tenderness was added to Xia Xining's gaze. At least Lu Yan had some conscience. He knew her favorite thing was the black forest cake he made. In the past, when she was tired from school or work, Lu Yan would always appear at the right time, bringing Xia Xining delicious food he made himself, soothing Xia Xining's anxiety. If not for Lu Yan's thoughtfulness and meticulousness in the past, so many beautiful memories, then how could Xia Xining have endured? Still can't forget after being abandoned by Lu Yan. Lu Yan, maybe you shouldn't come. While driving, Lu Yan's loving expression froze. Why Xining? Do you have someone else in your heart already? What nonsense are you talking about? Lu Yan, don't forget, I'm still not divorced yet. Besides, because of what you did before, my family absolutely won't accept you. I need a lot of time to resolve these conflicts. Otherwise, if we're together, we basically won't be able to receive anyone's blessing. What's more, if you come to my house now, what if the reporters see you? Xia Xining's explanation barely managed to handle Lu Yan's suspicion. Then Xining, they'll just come over for a little while. I just want to see you eat the black forest cake I made, okay? Faced with Lu Yan's not too unreasonable request, Xia Xining was silent for a moment. All right, Lu Yan. After all, today is Lu Yan's first day back in the country. Xia Xining couldn't disappoint him too much, even though the first love filter, after Lu Yan's presumptuous actions today, that disrespected Xia Xining had shattered quite a bit, but Lu Yan was still the first love in Xia Xining's heart. He was the man she loved. After hanging up the phone, Xia Xining happened to see Suru's villa and a BMW 7 Series pulled up to the gate. In that moment, I pushed the matter with Lu Yan to the back of my mind. I steadily parked the car in the garage. Professor Su, we're here. I glanced over and realized Suru had fallen asleep at some point. Suru was really tired. She had rushed back on an early morning flight and hadn't rested much yet before practicing the piano with me. It was as if we were back in the old days. In the past, Suru had very high expectations for me, always staying by my side to practice with me, even putting aside many of her own personal matters. As soon as I thought of this, a deep sense of self-blame surged in my heart. I couldn't tell her the reason I gave up back then. I owed Suru too much. Even so, when I took the initiative to bow my head and admit my mistake, Suru still flew back from abroad without hesitation. This time, I definitely won't let her down. I adjusted the car's air conditioning to a comfortable temperature and turned on a melodious piano piece. Closing my eyes, when Nuon's smile unconsciously appeared in my mind, I had once again stepped onto the path of a pianist. If I could meet you again and have you accompany me on the violin, how wonderful that would be. After a long and busy day, I was tired too. I don't know when I fell asleep. A moment later, someone knocked on the car window. It was Suru who woke up first. She rubbed her aching temples and looked at me beside her. This guy actually fell asleep too. Suru pressed the button to lower the car window. The face of an unfamiliar middle-aged auntie appeared. What's the matter? Excuse me, Miss Su. I'm Sioha's housekeeper. I'm here to find Mr. Fang. At Auntie Truong's call, I slowly woke up. Professor Su, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Auntie Truong, why are you here? Xia asked me to come over and tell you she has something to discuss with you. She wants you to go to the villa. I understand. Realizing my attitude today was a bit too much, you'll have to explain it clearly to Xia Xining when I see her later. Professor Su, I'll be going then. We'll talk on the phone tomorrow. After getting my promise, Suru's mood brightened a little. When Auntie Truong and I returned to the villa, Xia was in the study. Mr. Fang, please go in. I answered and pushed the door open to enter. I only saw Xia Xining sitting on the sofa, sipping red wine. The scent of alcohol lingered in the air. Coupled with the two pink flushes on Xia Xining's cheeks, I knew she had drunk quite a bit. I called out softly, Xia Xining, I'm here. Hearing this, Xia Xining put down her wine glass, her beautiful eyes sweeping over me. Where did you go with Suru today? We went to practice the piano. Practice the piano? Practicing all day wasn't enough. You came back this late? And you brought Suru back to the villa? Fang Yuan, do you know what your status is right now? If others see that my Xia Xining's husband is driving another woman home. Everyone. We all live in the private villa area of Ziyun Mountain. How many people know you, don't you know? I don't know if it was because she was drunk or for some other reason, but Xia Xining's voice had an extra sharpness to it. I didn't quite understand what Xia Xining was thinking. Getting close to Suru, isn't that what Xia Xining wanted? That way, Xia Xining wouldn't feel like I still had other intentions towards her. It would also be beneficial for Xia Xining and Lu Yan to get back together. Xia Xining, our contract marriage is about to end. We're in the process of getting a divorce. Besides, Professor Su and I only have a teacher-student relationship. It's completely innocent. How about we find some time soon and go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to finalize the divorce? That would be good for both of us. Before I could finish, Xia Xining cut me off. You want to divorce me that badly? Is it to be with Su Ru? Xia Xining walked barefoot, stepping on the imported Persian rug to come stand in front of me. The smell of alcohol on her wafted into my nose, carrying a deadly charm. Xia Xining, you're drunk. Xia Xining was not sober at all right now. The things she was saying were completely illogical. I don't get drunk that easily. Fang Yuan, before we officially divorce, the contract is still in effect. Don't forget there's a rule in the contract. You are not to be overly intimate with other women and ruin the Xia family's reputation. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Xia Xining was being too much of a hypocrite. Proposing the divorce, canceling the contract, wanting to be with her first love. Lu Yan was all Xia Xining, telling me to quickly finalize the divorce, move out of the villa, and not to hinder Lu Yan and Xia Xining from rekindling their old flame. I did it all. From start to finish, I completely followed Xia Xining's rules, and the result is Xia Xining telling me to my face that the contract is still in effect. But what could I do? Xia Xining was the sponsor. My 10 million was still in Xia Xining's hands. Plus, Xia Xining saved the Fang family. I am someone who repays their debts of gratitude. Besides, Xia Xining was clearly drunk now. Explaining things to Xia Xining, she wouldn't listen to a word. It was better to just go along with Xia Xining's wishes. Okay, it's my fault. Xia Xining, don't drink anymore. In the 3 years with Xia Xining, I haven't lived in vain. I know how to coax Xia Xining to calm down quickly. So, under my coaxing, Xia Xining gradually calmed down and even sobered up quite a bit. Recalling the demands she just made of me, Xia Xining cleared her throat. Fang Yuan, how about you move back in? I thought Xia Xining had calmed down, and we could finally talk about the divorce. The result was that Xia Xining had calmed down, but the moment she opened her mouth, I was stunned. Kicking you out of the villa before was because I misunderstood that photo. We're not divorced yet, and you've moved out of the villa and are often with Suru. If others see that, they will inevitably overthink it. No, Xining. What about you and Mr. Lu? Seeing my self-righteous appearance, wanting to quickly set Xia Xining and Lu Yan up, Xia Xining was very unhappy inside. Fang Yuan, 3 years ago, Lu Yan abandoned me after all, left irresponsibly, and caused the Xia Corporation to fall into turmoil. Do you think the Xia family can accept Lu Yan that easily? I need some time to convince my family to get them to accept me and Lu Yan being together again. We can't divorce now. If we divorce, they will definitely be furious. It's also not good for the Xia Corporation's reputation. What she said sounded very reasonable, and I was left speechless. But continuing to stay by Xia Xining's side, I'm really afraid that Xia Xining will one day discover that in my eyes, I've always unconsciously seen Xia Xining as a substitute for Wen Nuan. That would only cause even bigger trouble. After thinking it over, I had no choice but to bring up Lu Yan to pressure Xia Xining. But will Mr. Lu agree to that? I'll explain it to Lu Yan. He will understand. Xining, think carefully. If we don't get a divorce, you are still a married woman. If you continue to see Mr. Lu and get caught by reporters, it will also have a negative impact on the Xia Corporation. I will handle this point, Xia Xining said decisively. Fang Yuan, didn't you say you owed me a favor? I want you to repay it now. Continue to maintain the marriage contract. Wait until I've convinced my family and can be with Lu Yan again. In addition, I will personally give you another 5 million as compensation. I'm at my wit's end. This isn't about money at all. Getting 10 million after the contract ends, the compensation is already more than enough for me. Continuing to live under the same roof with Xia signing, the secret of the substitute, being targeted by Lu Yan, me walking the path of a pianist again, I'm afraid there will be many obstacles. But what could I do? I had promised Xia signing a favor. Signing, you saved the Feng family. I owe you a debt as heavy as a mountain. I can do without the money. I can also move back to help the Xia family maintain their reputation, but we still have to get a divorce. At the same time, one clause of the contract must be amended. 3 years ago, I gave up my career to wholeheartedly take care of you because I was worried about you being blind. Now that you've recovered, I also have to pursue my life as a pianist. I won't compromise on this point anymore. Consider it me repaying my debt of gratitude and guilt towards Xia signing. Once the Xia family agrees to let Xia signing be with Lu Yan, it's best for me to withdraw and let them be together. When Xia signing heard me say that, her heart unconsciously ached. You insist on divorcing, is it because of Suru? Doesn't Fang Yuan love me the most? Love her. Xia signing, to the point of not even wanting his own life? Because of Suru, he's so determined to divorce right after returning to the country and even blesses her and Lu Yan to be together. In his heart, what exactly is she? I knew I wouldn't be able to get an answer tonight, so I had to say, you should calm down first. Signing, this is the best way for both of us. After saying that, I turned to leave. Xia Sining's lips parted, wanting to keep me, but she couldn't say the words. The one who wanted to cancel the contract and divorce was Xia Sining. I clearly let her have her way, so why didn't she feel the peace and joy she had imagined? Butler Lai stepped forward and asked, Mr. Feng, how is Xiao Xia? Signing is fine. Oh, Mr. Feng, to be honest, that Lu Yan guy really isn't worthy of Xiao Xia. The person who should really spend their life with Xiao Xia is you. Over the past few years, how well I've treated Xia Signing, Uncle Lai has seen it all. Uncle Lai never hoped that Xia Signing would have to regain her sight to be able to spend her life with me. But ironically, Xia Signing, for the sake of the scumbag who abandoned her 3 years ago, really gave Uncle Lai a headache. Uncle Lai, you're exaggerating. Mr. Lu and Xia Signing are a match made in heaven. The important thing is that he is the only person Signing deeply loves. I'm not worthy at all. At this moment, I truly had unspeakable difficulties, so I could only use the excuse of blessing Xia Signing and Lu Yan. Uncle Lai shook his head. For a man like Lu Yan divorcing you, I'm afraid Xiao Xia will regret it later. Abandoning their sweet past just because Xia Signing was temporarily without even an explanation or companionship, he disappeared without a trace. Can a man like that really give Xia Signing happiness? I'm afraid he's not even worth a strand of my hair. If Xia Signing encounters disaster again in the future, Uncle Lai doesn't think Lu Yan would be like me and sacrifice his life for Xia Signing. I wanted to go outside for some fresh air. The moment I opened the door, I saw a figure holding a large bouquet of flowers, along with a cake box, walking over under the moonlight. Seeing me, Lu Yan's smile immediately froze, his expression sinking to rock bottom. Why are you here? Didn't Signing already kick you out? Mr. Lu, don't misunderstand. I just came to discuss the divorce with Signing. Fang Yuan, I appreciate that for the past 3 years you've stood in for me to be by Xia Signing's side. How about this? You name a price. How much will it take for you to leave Signing? Lu Yan's eyes were gloomy. Someone with my family background in Lu Yan's life isn't even worthy of being a clown. But ironically, I have a face more outstanding than Lu Yan's. Even knowing Xia Signing isn't a shallow woman, but having been married to me for 3 years and cared for so meticulously that her eyes were cured, Lu Yan could use their sweet past to tie Xia Signing down temporarily, but there's no guarantee he can tie her down for life. And I am the biggest threat. I had to say, it's better to let Signing explain the specifics to you. In short, we are getting divorced soon. I absolutely will not hinder your and Signing's relationship. I also want to take the money and leave decisively. But what can I do when Xia Signing, this great sponsor, won't let me go? Plus, I owe Xia Signing a debt of gratitude, promises, and guilt. It's a tangled mess that's hard to cut. Lu Yan shot me a warning look. You better know your place. The only man Signing loves in her heart is me. No matter how much you sacrifice for Signing, Signing could never love you. I could only bow my head in silence. Xia Signing, who was originally thinking about her divorce from me, heard the commotion downstairs and remembered that Lu Yan said he would come to the villa. She hurried downstairs. Lu Yan, what are you saying to Fang Yuan over there? Xia Signing's voice was a bit harsh. Signing, I just happened to run into Mr. Feng at the door and we chatted a bit. Oh right, when are you two planning to file for divorce? Mentioning the word divorce, Xia Signing's expression immediately changed. Lu Yan didn't notice, or even if he did, he would continue speaking. His goal in returning this time was to rekindle his old flame with Xia Signing. Signing, this is your favorite purple lavender. It's for you. Seeing that Lu Yan, after all these years, still remembered Xia Sining's favorite flower, Xia Signing's expression brightened a little. Lu Yan then looked at me. Mr. Feng, this is the Black Forest cake I made myself, The one Signing loves to eat the most. If you don't mind, have a taste." His words were filled with contempt and sarcasm, a sharp confrontation. First, he declared his first love's sovereignty, then indirectly alluded to Xia Signing divorcing me. I find this man very strange. I had heard about Lu Yan before, and thought he wasn't the arrogant, self-satisfied, brain-dead rich second-generation type who looks down on others. Except for being irresponsible 3 years ago and breaking off the engagement instead of overcoming difficulties together, in other aspects, Lu Yan was indeed a good match for Xia Signing. In short, this is Xia Sining's choice. I have no right to interfere. No need, I'll go for a walk outside. I have no interest in staying here to watch your public display of affection, being a third wheel. I'm not a pervert. Xia Signing saw I was about to leave, afraid I would run off to Su Rao's place, and subconsciously said, "Fang Yuan, stay with us." The moment these words came out, I was instantly stunned. "Hey, boss lady, you and your first love are being all sweet, together forever. Why are you keeping a third wheel like me here? Now I really don't understand what Xia Sining is thinking anymore." Lu Yan was also stunned for a moment, then his expression immediately changed. Since Signing said so, could Mr. Fang do her the favor? Regarding the 3 years that I wasn't a part of, I really want to know how you took care of Signing so I can learn. My head hurts a little. Forget it, some things are better clarified while everyone is here. Lu Yan, as if he were the host, placed the cake on the table and personally cut a slice for Xia Signing and me. "Signing, you like this part the most, the Black Forest cake with the honey glaze. I also added some berries inside." "Thank you, Lu Yan." Xia Sining's heart was captivated by Lu Yan's perfect performance tonight. Recalling every bit of the past, it was a past that Xia Sining could never let go of. Importantly, Lu Yan still remembered, and would still, just like before, personally, give her the bouquet Xia Sining loved most, and make the cake Xia Sining loved to eat most. Her first love truly hadn't changed. Xia Sining's choice was not wrong. Even if Lu Yan had been presumptuous and overstepped today, it was because they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and Lu Yan just couldn't control himself for a moment. Xia Sining shouldn't have had such a big reaction. Thinking of this, a sense of guilt towards Lu Yan rose in Xia Sining's heart. She picked up her fork and tasted the Black Forest cake made by Lu Yan. Xia Sining was unconsciously stunned. The cake had been improved by Lu Yan. It was more delicious. But for the past 3 years, I had also gone into the kitchen to bake for Xia Sining. There was a time when Xia Sining lamented that she would never get to taste the cake made by Lu Yan's own hands again, the most delicious Black Forest cake in the world. Comparing them now, the cake I make is even more delicious than Lu Yan's. Why do I feel this way? The irreplaceable things in memory, when you have them again, you start to realize that they aren't so irreplaceable after all. Is it delicious, Sining? Xia Sining's nod in response seemed extremely perfunctory. Lu Yan clearly noticed this. A flash of dissatisfaction appeared in his eyes. Damn it! As expected, Lu Yan's bad premonition came true. If he wants to get back together with Xia Sining, then I have to disappear. Just now Mr. Fang told Sining, you were discussing the divorce. When are you two planning to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to finalize the divorce? Lu Yan's voice was a bit urgent. If there are no problems, Sining, how about tomorrow? Divorce. Divorce again. Lu Yan wants Xia Sining to get a divorce. I also want Xia Sining to get a divorce. Xia Sining was getting annoyed by the nagging. The image of Wen Nuan, the person who looked so much like her, flashed in her mind. She suddenly slammed the cake onto the table. Lu Yan, what I do I need you to teach me? This action immediately shocked both Lu Yan and me. Lu Yan came back to his senses and hurriedly explained, Sining, I didn't mean it like that. I have my own plans for this matter. You've brought your things, so hurry up and leave. Don't let others misunderstand. Uncle Lai, see the guest out. Uncle Lai, standing by the side, couldn't have expected things to turn out this way, but the matter of kicking this scumbag Lu Yan out the door was something Uncle Lai had wanted to do for a long time. Mr. Lu, Xiao Xia is not in a stable mood right now. Please come back another day. Lu Yan left in anger. He thought he was the master of this house, the first love that Xia Sining, no matter what, could not give up. Unexpectedly, in the blink of an eye, he became a clown and lost so much face in front of me. After Lu Yan left, I really couldn't help but speak up. Xia Sining, about the divorce, you must think it through carefully. Don't let it affect your relationship with Mr. Lu. Xia Sining stared at me, as if wanting to see through my heart. Fang Yuan, don't you love me very much? Love me to the point of not even wanting your own life? I'm delaying the divorce. Why are you still rushing it? Xia Sining, the man you love is Mr. Lu. He is your first love. Haven't you already thought these things through for a long time? I really don't understand what you want to do. These words of mine directly pierced Xia Sining's heart. Why was Xia Sining subconsciously resisting divorcing me? Even Xia Sining herself didn't understand what she wanted to do. This divorce needs to be discussed thoroughly. It doesn't just affect you, me, and Lu Yan, but also the Xia Corporation. I don't want any more trouble. After Xia Sining said this, she went straight upstairs without another word, leaving me with a bewildered expression. Huh? No way, Xia Sining. Have you gone crazy? The next day, I arrived at the Xia Corporation building. Looking at the skyscraper office building in front of me, I narrowed my eyes. It's time to settle this once and for all. In the office, Xia Sining's voice was a bit angry. Fang Yuan, didn't I tell you to move back home? Why did you leave again last night? I glanced at Xia Sining nonchalantly. I've rented an apartment outside. Starting today, move back in here. I don't want to say the same thing a second time. Xia Sining. About this, I made myself very clear last night. I can move back in, but we have to file for divorce first. I also have to pursue my own career. Xia Sining stared at me, stunned. Is this still the considerate and thoughtful Fang Yuan, the one who endured hardships before? After Xia Sining discovered the photo of me and Wen Nuan, I seem to have truly changed. In the end, is the person I love Wen Nuan or Xia Sining? Thinking of this, Xia Sining's voice softened a little. Fang Yuan, you weren't like this before. Xia Sining, for us, for all three of us, divorce is the best option. Before, I acted according to the contract's content. Grateful for your kindness to the Fang family, I would grant whatever you wanted. Now that your eyes have recovered, the contract is over, I should also pursue the things I want again. Hearing this, Xia Sining looked at me, losing some control, and said, Fang Yuan, don't you forget, the contract term still has 2 years left. Now you're disobeying my orders, which means you're not complying with the contract's content. I have the right to take back everything I've given you. I had never seen Xia Sining like this. Fang Yuan, I just don't want to cause more trouble. A divorce is fine, but not now. Consider it me begging you, and you move back in? Let's talk about the divorce later. Did you say you owe me a favor? Mentioning this favor, I became less angry. Fine, I can move back in. I can also postpone the divorce, but I won't return the apartment outside, and you are not to interfere with my career. Xia Sining could only grit her teeth and agree. After I left, Lu Qian immediately walked in. Sining, about the divorce, how did you and Fang Yuan discuss it? Seeing the expectant look in Lu Qian's eyes, Xia Sining felt even more upset. I don't plan to divorce Fang Yuan. Hearing this, Lu Qian's face was full of astonishment. So you want to get back together with Lu Yan? No way, Sining. What on earth are you thinking? Now is not the time for a divorce. Sining, could it be that you regret it? Don't tell me you've fallen for Fang Yuan. Xia Sining immediately denied it. The person I love is Lu Yan. It's always been him. After Liu Qian left, Xia Sining's phone received a message. Director Xia, regarding the files on Wen Nuan, we have almost finished collecting them. Elsewhere, I arrived at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music. Looking at the familiar campus scenery before me, it was like the most melodious tune of a summer morning. There was a time when I was also a part of it. Su Rao's voice suddenly came from behind. What are you thinking about? Professor Su, what a coincidence. I was just about to contact you. Suru looked at me, smiled, and said, I was just afraid this kid would suddenly break his promise and run off. Let's go, we'll go to the piano room and start practicing. Fang Yuan, you need to quickly recall your past memories now. I will start arranging a competition for you. I had disappeared for 3 years, missing too many qualifications to compete. I can only start from E level. Now I must obtain more S scores from domestic judges. Only then can I quickly raise my ranking to participate in international piano competitions. As for Su Rao's kindness, I had nothing to repay her with. I could only offer her a piano piece. In the piano room, my long, slender, fair fingertips descended onto the distinct black and white keys. Every touch could stir up the tiny dust motes in the air, flexibly weaving and dancing among the keys, like the brightest stars in the night sky, guiding the melody's trajectory, weaving a magnificent and eye-catching musical tapestry. At some point, a large number of students had gathered outside the piano room. Most had heard that the genius of the Huaxia Conservatory of Music from back then, me, along with Suru, had returned to the school, wanting to hear Senior Fang's piano playing with their own ears. Regarding my videos, they had heard a lot, but in the end, it couldn't compare to witnessing it in person. This Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven, I played it extremely well. The notes were emotive, making people entranced, filled with infinite melancholy and sorrow. When the piece ended, Suru still had her eyes closed, savoring it. Outside the piano room, a round of applause suddenly erupted. Hearing it, Suru coughed a few times, looked at the group of students and said, Fang Yuan needs to focus all his attention on practicing right now. Don't gather outside the piano room. Suru had to be heartless and shoo them away. A petite girl suddenly appeared in the crowd. Her long, dyed blonde hair flew in the wind. Holding a violin in her hand, she ran until she was out of breath. Professor Su, wait a moment. In that moment, I felt my breath catch. She looked so much like the girl who saved me in high school. I shot up, only to realize after a moment of bewilderment that the girl before me was not Wen Nuan. I slowly sat back down on the chair. Suru naturally noticed my unusual reaction as well. Fang Yuan, do you know her? I shook my head. The blonde girl ran up to me and explained, My name is Qin Shun. I'm a first-year student, class of 24, majoring in violin. Senior Fang, you might not know me, but I know you. The first time I heard you play the piano, I thought, if I ever had the chance to meet you, senior, I would want you to accompany me on the piano. I know this request is very sudden and impulsive, but I have to consider this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me. I hope, senior, that you could accompany me for one piece. Qin said everything in her heart in one breath, almost running out of breath by the end. Her small face flushed red. Everyone started whispering, She's Qin Shun. I heard that this year, the school's violin department made a special admission for a genius violin girl. She's also the belle of the violin department. Your first-year junior is indeed this formidable. Hearing Qin Shun's words, I thought of Wen Nuan again. Similar, truly too similar. Wen Nuan had also said something with a similar meaning to me. Thinking of this, my heart, which I had just managed to patch up with great difficulty, began to throb with a sharp pain again. So it's you, Junior Qin Shun. Regarding the violin genius, who is highly regarded by the Academy's leadership, even though Suru was studying abroad, she had heard about her in her colleagues' group chat. However, Junior Qin Shun, before Suru could finish speaking, I interrupted. Professor Su, let's just give it a try. Suru looked at me in surprise. Fang Yuan, are you serious? Previously, during my 4 years at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music, there was no shortage of people who wanted me to perform with them, but I rejected them all. Especially violinists. I have an obsession in my heart. The reason for my refusals is related to this obsession. Now I agreed. Is it because Qin Shun is very special? Even Qin Shun had an incredulous look on her face. Is it really okay? Senior Fang, I have a piece I want to practice, and I need the assistance of a violinist. You came at just the right time. Junior Qin, just this once, no next time. I still added this sentence in the end, because I want to save the spot beside me for Wen Nuan. The first position beside me will forever belong to Wen Nuan. Qin Shun had to seize this rare opportunity. Thank you, Senior Fang. What piece would you like to play, Senior Fang? Let's play Secret. Do you know it? I know all of these pieces. I looked over at Suru. Professor Su, could you please help me and Junior Qin with the harmony? All right. Since I had spoken up, Suru couldn't bear to disappoint the students. In the piano room, enveloped by the gentle afternoon sunlight, I gently began the intro, my fingertips dancing on the black and white keys. A melodious and melancholic tune rang out. Every note struck the emotional chords precisely. Suru joined in with the harmony in a timely manner. Their performance was flawlessly synchronized, blending with my piano playing into a sea of stars. The surrounding students had long since taken out their phones to record the screen. So good! Qin Shun was astonished by the chemistry between me and Suru, and she couldn't admit defeat herself. She took a deep breath, lifted her violin, and began to play. The melodious sound of the violin carried a dreamy and pure quality, transcending the boundaries of reality. The melody of Secret spread throughout the piano room. The listeners were utterly captivated, leaving only a pure and profound emotion echoing endlessly. When the piece ended, thunderous applause erupted. Junior Qin, Senior Fang are amazing. Professor Su, too. No wonder she's the professor, youngest and most outstanding professor at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music. Professor Su, I want to sign up for your piano class next time, too. Qin Shun breathed a sigh of relief. Before she could wipe the nervous sweat from her forehead, she bowed to me and Suru. Thank you, Senior Fang, Professor Su. The moment her blonde hair flew up, it made me feel like I had returned to the past. But Qin Shun, in the end, was not Wen Nuan. The performance is over. You can all disperse now. Fang Yuan still needs to continue practicing. The surrounding students left, satisfied. Qin Shun carried her violin case out of the piano room. Her best friend Fang Xiao immediately came over. Shun, you were really amazing. Daring to ask Senior Fang Yuan to perform with you, you could be said to be the first in history. I also didn't expect Senior Fang Yuan to agree. The Senior and Professor Su are truly amazing. Their coordination was so seamless I had to try very hard to barely keep up. I was still the one dragging them down. Her best friend Fang Xiao immediately comforted her. Come on, it's your first time performing with Senior Fang and Professor Su, and you already performed so well. If it were flawless, then how could a genius like you let ordinary people like us live? Hey, do you think Senior Fang Yuan has a girlfriend? Does he have any feelings for you? After all, Senior Fang Yuan has never performed with a violinist. This time, he made an exception. Qin Shun suddenly stopped walking. Her eyes revealed a hint of sorrow. The reason he agreed. Qin Shun knew it was because of this blonde hair. A long time ago, Qin Shun had met me. What she said about seeing me perform wasn't something that happened in university, but from a long, long time ago. That student named Qin Shun just now plays the violin very well for a first time to be able to keep up with our rhythm. No wonder the principal values her so much. Suru completely affirmed Qin Xun's talent, but she was more curious about why you suddenly wanted to collaborate with Qin Xun. You're sure you don't know her? I looked at Suru and smiled faintly. Professor Su, I really don't know her. It was just a momentary impulse. 3 years is enough to change many things. I shouldn't be as stubborn as before. All right, continue practicing. Night gradually fell. After finishing practice, I scratched the back of my neck. Professor Su, I didn't expect to practice this late. Let me treat you to dinner. Suru accepted without hesitation, crossing her arms in front of her chest. All right then, Fang Yuan. I want to eat something you make yourself. But if Zia Sining finds out, won't she be angry? She's busy dealing with her white moonlight. How would she have time to care about you? Besides, treating your respected teacher to a meal isn't too much to ask, is it? Suru mischievously winked at me and joked, Of course it's not too much. If you don't treat me, see if I'll help you again. Returning to my rented apartment, Professor Su, please make yourself at home. I'm going to cook. Watching my busy figure in the kitchen, Suru sat at the dining table, resting her chin on one hand, her gaze dreamy, as if returning to my university days a few years ago. Back then, Suru cared deeply for me and personally mentored me. Although Suru felt it was nothing, I couldn't accept it. I tried my best to repay Suru. Seeing that Suru always ordered takeout or ate at the school cafeteria, I voluntarily offered to prepare 3 meals a day for Suru. At that time, Suru found it amusing. Coming from a wealthy family, what hadn't Suru eaten before? How could my cooking possibly suit her palate? As a result, my cooking skills were so high they surpassed Suru's imagination. Once she got used to it, she couldn't give it up. Even later when she went abroad, sometimes during meals, Suru would still remember the image of me in the kitchen. While Suru was lost in thought, I had already prepared dinner and brought it out. Professor Su, it's ready. Tomato and egg noodles with cheese-fried pork chops. The simple home-cooked meal made Suru swallow her saliva uncontrollably just by looking at it. She picked up her chopsticks and took a slurp of the noodles. Surao's eyes lit up, and she quickly finished her portion. Surao's face was slightly flushed as she looked at me with satisfaction. Over the past 3 years, your cooking skills haven't declined, but have actually improved. Was it practice from taking care of Zia Sining? That's right, I joked, just like when I used to chat with Suru before. See, it's not like I didn't learn anything, right? As soon as this was mentioned, Suru became angry. Her beautiful and charming face turned even redder. You fool, I told you back then that I would cover all your expenses, but you insisted on marrying Zia Sining. That was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, something that countless people beg for and can't get, yet you just handed it over to someone else. Professor Su, marrying Zia Sining, I don't regret it. It was something I had to do. If I lose the opportunity to study abroad and I can't reach the world stage, then it proves that my level in the piano world is just that. For Professor Su's expectations, I will do my best. I believe that we can do it. At this moment, my smile was very gentle and also very confident. Seeing me like this, more than half of Surao's anger dissipated. You fool. After saying this, the corners of Surao's mouth involuntarily curved up. That's right. I am the genius that Suru discovered with her own hands and single-handedly nurtured. St. Paul Conservatory of Music is good, but if I can't even overcome this difficult hurdle, then what right do I have to talk about reaching the world stage? Besides, my words included we. This teacher can't be absent, you know. At this moment, the phone rang. I took out my phone and saw it was a call from Zia Sining. Sining, what's up? Zia Sining's angry voice came from the other end of the line. Fang Yuan, when are you coming back? I'm treating Professor Su to dinner. Hearing that I was with Suru, Zia Sining was furious inside. Then why didn't you tell me beforehand? Did you forget that we are still husband and wife? Zia Sining, we already agreed you wouldn't interfere with my career. This and your career are 2 different things. Right now, you are my, Zia Sining's, husband in name. You're in the same room with the single woman. What if you get photographed? How much shame would this bring to the Zia family? In short, get back here right now. I will find a pianist who is world-renowned to guide you. Don't be with Suru anymore. Hearing this, I couldn't hold back my anger anymore. Xia Signing, the favor I owe the Xia family was repaid after I cured your eyes. Now I just want to do the things I should be doing. If you still want me to cooperate with you, so that the ex-Xia family will accept Mr. Lu, then I hope you stop bossing me around about my affairs. Sensing my anger, Xia Sining's voice also trembled slightly. How dare you speak to me like that? Fang Yuan, you never treated me like this before. Why have you changed now? If you have chosen Mr. Lu, then you should treat him well, not use baseless reasons to keep dragging me along. That's not fair to anyone. It's because I'm with Lu Yan. You feel wronged, so you're opposing me like this, aren't you? Think whatever you want. After saying that, I decisively hung up the phone. Suru heard me and Xia Sining arguing on the other end of the line and became even more certain that Xia Sining and I did not get married for love, but that it was a transaction. The corners of Su Rao's mouth involuntarily curved into an arc. Thinking that I probably wasn't the type of person so hopelessly stupid as to give up my future for a marriage, only then did she feel at ease. After dropping me off at the villa, Suru watched my retreating figure, her gaze deepening slightly. At this moment, the ringing of the phone interrupted Suru's thoughts. Seeing it was a call from a colleague at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music, she pressed the answer button. What's up? Professor Su, quick, look at the school forum. It's exploding. It's completely exploding. Your performance with your student and Qin Shun was recorded by someone and posted. The popularity has skyrocketed. It's even on the trending list. Suru hurriedly opened her phone to check the trending list and discovered a search keyword in the 30th position related to the Huaxia Conservatory of Music. Inside was the video of the three of us performing this afternoon. Below, the number of likes had surpassed 1 million, comments surpassed 100,000, shares surpassed 100,000, and it was still rising rapidly. Suru shook her head helplessly. She originally intended to use her family connections to suppress the trending topic as her upbringing had made Suru dislike being in the spotlight, but this time she hesitated. If the Xia family saw this trending topic, perhaps it could help me divorce Xia Sining quickly. Suru really didn't want me to waste my future again because of my relationship with Xia Sining. Returning to Xia Sining's villa, Uncle Li hurried over. Mr. Fang, you're finally back. Miss Xia is still waiting for you. She hasn't even eaten dinner. Why hasn't she eaten dinner? I don't know either. Miss Xia seems very angry, Mr. Fang. Now Miss Xia won't eat the food cooked by the in-house chef. She only eats what you personally cook. I nodded helplessly. What on earth is Xia Sining thinking? I don't understand anything now. Is it fun to torture her own body like this? In the end, I still helplessly cooked a bowl of noodles that Xia Sining likes to eat. Carrying the bowl of noodles to the door of Xia Sining's study, I knocked on the door. Sining, it's me. There was no movement in the study. I knew Xia Sining didn't want to see me. That's fine too. I've cooked the noodles, eat them while they're hot. I've left them at the door. Placing the tray on the floor, just as I was about to turn and leave, the door suddenly opened. Fang Yuan, you dare to leave? What met my eyes was Xia Sining's cold gaze, tinged with anger. Fang Yuan, it turns out you still care about my health. I thought you had grown your wings and no longer cared about anything. I just felt bewildered. Sining, I think we should talk things out clearly. Now that your sight has returned, you've reunited with your white moonlight, you have everything. Why do you keep making things difficult for me? Xia Sining was rendered speechless. She turned around and said, Fang Yuan, bring the bowl of noodles in for me. I sighed inwardly and could only pick up the bowl of noodles and bring it before Xia Sining. Xia Sining didn't speak right away, but started eating the noodles I had cooked. After Xia Sining finished eating, she took out a handkerchief to wipe her mouth. Only then did she raise her beautiful eyes to look directly at me. Under the sunset-colored light, it outlined my striking features, making me seem even more handsome. Fang Yuan, actually, I don't want to make things difficult for you, but don't you forget that there's still a contract between us. You're going on dates with another woman and having meals. What if someone sees you? Seeing that Xia Sining had finally calmed down, I spoke up. Sining, you promised me you wouldn't obstruct my career. From now on, I will be out during the day. Do you need me to cooperate with anything? Just tell me. I'll also be back tonight. I'll try my best to abide by the contract with you. As for the divorce, we should still go through the procedures quickly. Xia Sining finally couldn't help but ask this question. Divorce? Fang Yuan, do you want to be with Suru? You can see it as me being jealous, threatening you to make a choice between me and Lu Yan. I didn't answer directly, but spoke Xia Sining's true feelings. Then your answer is already very clear. You'll choose Mr. Lu, not me. Xia Sining was at a loss for words for a moment. Just as Xia Sining fell silent, finding it hard to untangle the turmoil in her heart, the phone rang. Xia Sining glanced at it. It was Lu Yan calling. I noticed Xia Sining's awkwardness and stood up on my own accord. I've already said everything that needed to be said. Xia Sining, I'm going to rest now. Seeing that I had reached the door, Xia Sining still couldn't help but speak up. Fang Yuan, can you prepare breakfast for me tomorrow? Just like before. Alright. But Xia signing, you have to get used to the days without me quickly. I can stay here forever. After saying that, I turned and left. Xia signing numbly pressed the answer button. Lu Yan, what's wrong? Signing, I miss you so much. I wanted to hear your voice. Oh, right. About Fang Yuan's trending topic. You haven't seen it, have you? Xia Xining suddenly had a bad feeling. She hurriedly opened her computer and found the trending topic about me. It was a video of me, Suru, and Qinshun, the three of us performing together. Xia Xining found herself listening, mesmerized. While performing, I seemed to be shining. Signing, I think, Fang Yuan's piano talent isn't bad. Now he's started performing with other women to build a reputation, planning to pave the way for his career after divorcing you. Signing, I've opened a short video entertainment company, and right now we're lacking quality streamers. I think Fang Yuan's performance isn't bad. How about you have a word with Fang Yuan and tell him to sign a contract with me? Xia Signing felt it was a bit strange. You want to sign Fang Yuan? Don't worry, I won't set any traps for Fang Yuan. As long as he comes to my short video company to sign a contract as a streamer, any conditions can be easily discussed. After all, Fang Yuan is the benefactor who cured your eyes. Lu Yan's words were flawless. Xia Xining gradually felt at ease. I can put in a word with Fang Yuan for you. At the same time, I learned about the trending topic from a message Suru sent. Fang Yuan, did Xia Xining say anything after she found out? Professor Su, you don't need to worry. I've already spoken clearly with Xia Xining. That's good. I have to go on a business trip for 3 days. Remember to practice the piano recently. Prepare for the competition. Looking at the video of the three of us collaborating, I rubbed the space between my eyebrows. As long as I continue on this path as a pianist, sooner or later I will have to face these situations. If I can't even handle a single trending topic, how can I talk about reaching the world stage? When Nuan, if you're still following the news in Huaxia, you might see that I'm here. I muttered to myself, my tone filled with longing for the white moonlight of my heart. Suddenly, an unknown number called. As soon as I answered, a cheerful voice came from the other end. Fang Yuan. I can't believe this kid is finally back. I was a bit stunned and blurted out, Fatty, it's me, your rich Fatty. So, wanna meet up? Of course. I didn't expect to meet my best friend from high school. Shihao, are there any clues about the thing I asked you to do? Sorry, I don't have any news either. Let's talk about the details when we meet. The next day, when Xia Xining woke up and went downstairs, she found me busy in the kitchen. I brought out breakfast dish by dish. Seeing Xia Signing, I smiled faintly. Signing, good morning. In a fleeting moment, Xia Signing felt like she had returned to the past. A sense of security and warmth she had never felt before welled up in her heart. Xia Signing sat in the main seat, drinking the hot porridge I cooked for her. Both her stomach and her heart felt warm. She no longer had trouble swallowing like before. Bringing out the last dish, I took off my apron. Xia Signing, take your time eating. I'm leaving now. Aren't you staying to eat with me? I've already eaten. Seeing that I was about to leave, Xia Sining's heart tightened. Afraid that I was going to find Suru, she hurriedly spoke up. Fang Yuan, sit down. I have something to discuss with you. Hearing this, I had to stop and obediently sat down opposite Xia Sining. Signing, what's the matter? Xia Sining organized her thoughts. Lu Yan has a short video company that has taken an interest in you. He asked me to ask if you could sign a contract with them. I raised an eyebrow. Is it Mr. Lu's company? I refused outright. Lu Yan saying such things definitely has an ulterior motive. I know you have a misunderstanding with Lu Yan, but don't you trust me? I shook my head, still refusing. Signing, our divorce is the best arrangement. Watching my retreating figure, a wave of indescribable bitterness spread through Xia Sining's heart. Afterwards, she went to the He Corporation, feeling lost. Lu Qian noticed Xia Sining's abnormality at a glance and asked curiously, Sining, why do you look so listless? Looking at her best friend in front of her, Xia Sining bit her lip and finally decided to speak up. Liu Qian was stunned after hearing it. Didn't you say this was for the best? You get back together with Lu Yan. What right does Fang Yuan have to stay? For him to disappear on his own is already very considerate of you two. Liu Qian really couldn't stand Xia Sining's attitude and spoke bluntly. Have you really thought it through? Are you really still in love with Lu Yan? Or do you already have Fang Yuan in your heart? Xia Sining blurted out. Of course I love Lu Yan. Even though I think Lu Yan is a scumbag and completely unworthy of you, but since you've made your choice, you shouldn't regret it. Don't betray Fang Yuan's feelings. Qian Qian, do you also support Fang Yuan cutting ties with me and never seeing me again? Liu Qian glanced at Xia Sining. What else do you want then? The phone rang. Xia Sining answered the call with a complicated look in her eyes. Lu Yan, what is it? Sining, I'm near your company. I want to see you. Okay, let's meet somewhere else. Let's meet up. At this time, I arrived at the tea house where I had arranged to meet Shihao. Seeing me, Shihao immediately came over and lightly punched my chest. "You kid, haven't seen you in 3 years. How did you get so handsome? How are we supposed to live? Your mouth is still as smooth as ever. It leaves me speechless." I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. After not seeing each other for many years, I asked Shihao about his situation over the past few years. Fang Yuan, when I was abroad, I thought with Wen Nuan's musical talent, she would surely stand out abroad, but in the end, I tried to suppress my discomfort and calmly laughed. To say I wasn't disappointed would be a lie. I've been looking for Wen Nuan for so long, yet there's still not a single clue. Relying on Shihao to find her abroad was indeed too difficult. That year in 12th grade, Wen Nuan seemed to have vanished from the face of the earth. Fang Yuan, are you still not planning to give up? It's been 7 years. High school was the most difficult time of my life. You know better than anyone how important Wen Nuan is to me. Sigh, since you've said that, as your brother, of course I'll support you. After a while, Shihao rubbed his hands and began to speak a little shyly. So, can your brother ask you for a favor? I chuckled lightly. Shihao, you've been abroad for 3 years. Since when did you become so shy? Just say it. I started a short video entertainment company called Daoyin. We're currently developing the algorithm and collecting big data. But we need a few famous streamers to back us up. If you don't mind, I can give you an S-level contract. Whenever you're free, you just need to post a few videos. The other staff will handle it. Why is everyone rushing into short videos? I heard the Liu family also invested a lot of money into the short video field and is about to crush other short video companies. Luckily, my family started early, and our algorithm is good, so we haven't been crushed. As long as you're willing to join my Daoyin, you'll definitely become a big hit. Once you're famous in the country, maybe Wen Nuan will see news about you. That last sentence convinced me. Besides, according to the competitions arranged by Su Ru, by the time I can participate in a world-class piano competition, I'm afraid it will still be some time. Shihao, this matter. I can't decide on my own. I have to discuss it with Professor Su a bit because she has also arranged many competitions for me. I'm afraid I won't have the time. Okay, as long as you're willing to consider it. Shihao smiled brightly. Thank you, Shihao. How could you not know his kindness? You've known each other since elementary school and grew up together. Shihao helped you through many of your difficulties. Even when your Fang family was about to go bankrupt, Shihao even wanted to give up his career to use the money to help you pay off your debt. Luckily, you did everything you could to stop him. You've always remembered these things in your heart. Therefore, you are very grateful for the He family's help. Oh right, Fang Yuan, in your popular video, there's also a violinist. This violinist, at first glance, looks a bit like Wen Nuan. I even thought you had found her. Her name is Qin Shun. She's a first-year violinist at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music. Shihao nodded thoughtfully. No wonder, you were willing to cooperate with her. Fang Yuan, do you still remember? Wen Nuan used to love playing all kinds of instruments. It was only after meeting you that she was determined to play the violin. Don't you dare treat an innocent person as a substitute for Wen Nuan and have a change of heart. I nodded firmly. How could I not know how much the girl who saved me gave up for me? I was just being spontaneous this time. I'm afraid there won't be another chance to cooperate with Qin Shun. After all, Qin Shun is not Wen Nuan. Sining, thank you for being willing to come with me. I'm really happy. Oh right, Sining, about the divorce. Is it really Fang Yuan who keeps delaying it? Speaking of this, Lu Yan's tone immediately changed. Lu Yan, it's not just Fang Yuan's fault. There are other factors. In short, just wait for me to arrange this matter. I will handle it properly. Don't interfere, or I'll get angry. I sat with my back to Xia Sining and Lu Yan, so I didn't see Xia Sining and Lu Yan come in. When Shihao lifted his teacup, he saw a familiar figure, was stunned for a moment, thinking his eyes were playing tricks on him. Immediately after, he called out loudly, Wen Nuan. Hearing the name, Wen Nuan, my heart felt like it was electrocuted. I hurriedly followed Shihao's gaze behind me, only to find it was Xia Sining. In an instant, the excitement in my heart cooled by more than half. At this moment, Xia Sining had noticed me and Shihao. Towards the name Wen Nuan, she felt extremely uncomfortable in her heart. Well, what a coincidence. Xiao Shi, Fang Yuan, you two are here too. Xiao Lu, why are you here? Sorry, I think I mistook you for someone else. Is this your girlfriend? Even though they were competitors, they still had to maintain a peaceful facade. Yes, this is my girlfriend, Xia Sining. The corners of Lu Yan's lips curled into a line. Xia Sining couldn't believe Lu Yan admitted it and glared at Lu Yan. There are outsiders here. If we make a scene, what would people think? It's alright, Sining. Xiao Shi seems to be very close with Fang Yuan. It's only a matter of time before he finds out. If you don't mind, can we join tables? No need. Shihao and I are almost done drinking. We'll be leaving first. You two take your time talking. Shi Hao only just reacted, almost wanting to strangle himself for what he just did. My god, this love triangle is so complicated. Lu Yan admitted Xia Xining is his girlfriend, and Xia Xining is the marriage partner I once told him about. Messy, it's too messy. It really makes one's scalp tingle. He had to hurriedly follow me. After we left, Xia Xining spoke angrily. Lu Yan, you've gone too far. I told you not to drag Fang Yuan into our business. And another thing, why did you admit to our relationship in front of outsiders? Xining, Shi Hao is Fang Yuan's friend. Do you think he wouldn't know about our relationship? As your man, sooner or later I will make things clear with Fang Yuan. I won't let him drag it out and affect me. Do you know the identity of the person just now? He is the founder of Douyin, who competes with me in the domestic short video field. It seems Fang Yuan's refusal to cooperate with me isn't because he's noble, but because he has already found a new backer. Speaking of this, Xia Xining thought of how I said I would completely disappear from her world and felt even worse inside. Lu Yan, I just remembered. I have some work to do at the company. I'm leaving now. Also, you promised me you wouldn't go looking for Fang Yuan. Otherwise, I won't pay any attention to you anymore. I will handle this matter well. Wait, Xining. You want to leave as soon as you arrived? What do you take me for? You're not thinking of chasing after Fang Yuan, are you? Lu Yan, if I didn't miss you, I wouldn't have gotten back together with you. The hurt you caused me 3 years ago was so deep that I was able to let it go and give you a new chance. Now you're bothering me time and time again. You should think it over yourself. Hearing this, Lu Yan's expression turned as ugly as if he'd eaten crap. A moment later, a sneaky figure approached Lu Yan's side. Xiao Lu, I finished taking the photos. Good, I want to see him on the trending list tomorrow. No matter how much it costs. Lu Yan returned to the country this time for Xia Xining. No matter what methods he used, he had to get back together with Xia Xining and win back the He family's approval. On this side, Shi Hao and I moved to another place. Shi Hao sat down and smacked his lips. Fang Yuan, I really didn't expect Xiao He to look so much like Wen Nuan. Other than her hair color, at a glance, I thought it was Wen Nuan. I remained silent. I was very clear on this point. I heard before that you loved Xia Xining and were even willing to test medicine on yourself to cure her eyes. I didn't believe it. Now it seems, could it be that you've treated Xia Xining as a substitute for Wen Nuan? Shi Hao, don't talk nonsense. This was the truth I least wanted Xia Xining to know. I scolded with a serious face. You're right, my brain must be waterlogged. Look at this mouth of mine spouting nonsense. Even though we both understood in our hearts, it absolutely couldn't be exposed directly. Elsewhere, Suru was sitting on a high-speed train, her arms crossed, dozing off with her eyes closed. The vibration of her phone rang out. Suru saw that I was calling and didn't even realize the corners of her lips had curled up. Professor Su, may I discuss something with you? I told Suru about Shiheo's collaboration plan. I originally thought Suru would object, but unexpectedly, Suru agreed very decisively. Okay. Receiving the unexpected answer, I was a bit stunned. The competition doesn't just look at your technique and aura. Sometimes external factors are also very important. I've heard of this Douyin company. It's a very promising company. When it's time to sign the contract, it'll go with you. Thank you, Professor Su. I am extremely grateful. To be able to meet such a good teacher is truly my fortune for 3 lifetimes. After hanging up, I relayed Suro's thoughts to Shi Hao. Returning to the rented apartment, just as I was about to practice the piano for a bit, 2 familiar figures approached from the opposite direction. It was Qin Shun and her best friend. After a brief exchange, I learned that Qin Shun also wanted to rent a place here to practice the violin. When they suggested visiting my place to look around and listen to the piano, I didn't feel it was right to refuse. I could only nod in agreement. At 4:30 p.m., after lunch, I saw Qin Shun and her best friend off. Suddenly, a Ferrari stopped right in front of me, the car window rolled down, and Lu Yan, wearing sunglasses, motioned to me with his eyes. Fang Yuan, get in the car. Let's have a proper talk. I frowned slightly. Mr. Lu, I think we've already said everything that needs to be said. Lu Yan appearing here proved that he had investigated my rented apartment. This point made me very uncomfortable, feeling like my privacy had been invaded. Fang Yuan, if you're a man, get in the car. Lu Yan looked at me coldly. I took a deep breath and finally chose to get in the car. Some things needed to be made clear. I had no reason to endure Lu Yan's baseless hostility. Lu Yan stepped on the gas and drove to a coffee shop. After the coffee was served, Lu Yan got straight to the point. I know you and Xining have a contract marriage. After it's over, she'll give you 10 million. We'll give you 20 million now, you divorce Xining immediately. Mr. Lu, it's really not about the money. It's that I've talked about divorce with Xining many times, but she's the one who keeps dragging it out. Lu Yan let out a cold laugh. Don't think I don't know. What tricks you've been playing to deliberately delay it. Xining has already told me everything. She told you? I couldn't believe my ears. Fang Yuan, I'm giving you one last chance. Take the 20 million and divorce signing. If it weren't for the fact that you risked your life to test medicine for signing, I wouldn't be talking to you so calmly right now. Hearing this, I trembled with anger. When I decided to repay the Fang family's kindness, I had already thrown away my self-respect long ago. Moreover, I believed I had always abided by the contract. But in the end, Xia Signing responded to me like this, and even slandered me to Lu Yan. The divorce was never delayed by me. I will call Signing right now. Seeing me take out my phone, Lu Yan quickly stopped me. Don't think I don't know what you're up to. If you call and question Signing now, aren't you selling me out? I was about to cough up blood from anger. This marriage, I will definitely divorce. I only want what I deserve. After I get back to the villa, I will definitely give you an explanation. Looking at my angry departing figure, Lu Yan cursed inwardly. This loser's acting is quite convincing. At this moment, being falsely accused, I was filled with anger, with a million questions in my heart that I wanted to ask Xia Signing. Night fell. In the Ziyun Mountain Villa, a series of urgent knocks sounded on the door. Xia Signing cheerfully opened the study door, but seeing my pale face, she immediately realized something was wrong. Fang Yuan, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with me? I should be asking you that.
Xia, even the way you address me has changed. The two words, Xia, were like a sledgehammer, crashing down heavily on Xia Signing's heart. This was the first time in 3 years she had heard me call her by this title. Whatever it is, let's talk about it calmly. I was angry, yes, but I still had some reason left to save face for Xia Signing and also to save face for myself. Xia, let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau tomorrow and get a divorce. Hearing me say that, Xia Signing's heart skipped a beat. Why? Haven't we already made this clear? You promised you would listen to me and discuss it further. As for the specific reason, don't you know it better than anyone? Xia, I, Fang Yuan, believe I have done well enough. I have always been on edge, fulfilling the contract and taking care of you. I gave you everything you wanted. You said you wanted to end the contract and divorce for the sake of your white moonlight, and I agreed without any hesitation. I thought we were at least friends, and I sincerely hoped you could be happy. But as a result, through someone else's words, you claimed that I was deliberately playing tricks, dragging my feet and refusing to divorce you. Xia Signing blurted out, "Was it Lu Yan who told you?" The last glimmer of hope remaining in my heart was completely extinguished. Xia Signing said Lu Yan's name, proving that she knew from the very beginning. It was she who lied to Lu Yan. Fang Yuan, let me explain. Lu Yan kept pestering me. He suspected that we had a different kind of relationship, so that my family could accept me and Lu Yan, and also to prevent Lu Yan from overthinking, I had to resort to this crude method. I never thought I would let you know about this. I warned Lu Yan many times not to tell you. The Lu Yan of the past used to listen to me and would understand my difficulties. Xia Signing looked extremely aggrieved. I clenched my fists. See you at the Civil Affairs Bureau tomorrow. I want to divorce you immediately. The dignity you threw away, I must reclaim it all. I said it with extreme decisiveness. I originally didn't want to get to this point with Xia Signing. Even if we were ending the contract and parting ways, it should have been done with dignity. It seems none of that is necessary anymore. Hearing these words from me, Xia Signing's heart tightened, and she immediately refused. No, Fang Yuan, I don't agree to a divorce. Whether you agree or not doesn't matter. I will move out of here. Don't expect me to help you and Lu Yan get the Xia family's approval anymore. Xia Signing bit her lip gently. Don't forget, I still have the contract you signed. The contract is for 5 years. If you leave now, you won't get the 10 million. The Fang family will also be implicated because of it. Xia, are these your true words? After you treated me like a clown to play with, now you want to use the contract to threaten me? Xia Signing's voice softened. Right now, the only thing she could do was use the contract to force me. After all, for the past 3 years, at her most helpless and desperate moments, I was the one who was always by her side. Only much later did she realize that she had gotten used to my presence. I gave a cold laugh. Divorce tomorrow. And don't even think about using the contract to threaten me. After I cured your eyes, Chairman Xia came to see me. He said he would grant me one wish. Now I've thought it through. This wish is to end the contract with you and leave you completely. Xia Signing didn't expect her father to have come to me and said such things. Now her biggest trump card to force me was gone. After all, the contract was personally signed with me by her father. Xia, you should think it over carefully yourself. Immediately after, I turned and left decisively. Xia Signing unconsciously spoke up. Fang Yuan, where are you going? Are you going to Suru's place? Wherever I go has nothing to do with you. Besides, I have no obligation to report everything to you. After I left, only Xia Signing remained in the study, with tears welling up in her eyes. An unprecedented sorrow, like a tide, was about to engulf her.
Fang Yuan, I'm sorry. For things to turn out like this is really not what I wanted. Butler Lee, outside the door, saw this scene and had no idea what had happened. But there was nothing he could do. He could only let out a sigh. Xia Xining couldn't sleep all night. The next morning, Xia Xining came downstairs, unexpectedly finding me already waiting for her. The only difference was, I hadn't prepared breakfast as usual, nor did I have a gentle smile for Xia Xining, but rather a cold expression. Xia Xining parted her thin lips slightly. Did you sleep here last night? Xia, have you thought it through? I didn't answer Xia Xining's question directly, but stared at her intently. I've thought it through. I will divorce you. This is what I owe you. But I have one condition. You continue to stay at the villa and take care of me until my family accepts me and Lu Yan getting back together. I will transfer the 10 million to your bank card. I also won't cause any more trouble for the Fang family. Is that okay? Of course there's a problem. I can help you deal with your family and wish you and Lu Yan well in getting back together, but I have no reason to continue staying here. Fang Yuan, you staying here has meaning. We've been married for 3 years, and although I don't admit it, I've grown accustomed to your companionship and care. I hope you can continue to stay here until I no longer need your care. The reason for delaying the divorce with you was also because of this. I'm truly sorry. Xia Xining finally spoke her mind. Because she knew if she didn't give me a reasonable explanation for this, I would really get angry enough to disappear from her world. After hearing that, both Butler Lee and I were stunned. I couldn't believe that someone as proud as Xia Xining would say such words. If we didn't know about Xia Xining's feelings for Lu Yan, we would have almost thought that Xia Xining had fallen for me. But in any case, Xia Xining finally agreed to divorce me. I no longer had to suffer from misunderstandings and torment from others, at the same time ending the contract and receiving the 10 million that belonged to me. If I meet Wen Nuan again, I wouldn't be unable to explain the reason for my marriage because of the contract and make her angry. This outcome is for the best. Xia Xining took a deep breath. Fang Yuan, let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get a divorce. Saying those last 2 words, Xia Xining didn't understand why she felt so complicated. A mix of all 5 flavors. Half an hour later, I looked at the divorce certificate in my hand and suddenly felt a sense of liberation. But humans aren't plants. How can one be without feelings? For the past 3 years, I had treated Xia Xining as a substitute for Wen Nuan, so I felt somewhat guilty towards her. And she also helped me save my adoptive parents' company from the brink of bankruptcy. In the end, I still agreed to prepare 3 meals for her, deal with her family, and support her in getting back together with Lu Yan. Elsewhere, Lu Yan received my text message in a high-end private bar. He raised an eyebrow. Could he be using a fake photo to trick me? So he immediately found an acquaintance to make a phone call, and the result was that Xia Xining and I had indeed gone through the divorce procedures today. Now he had gotten his wish. The task now was to beg for Xia Xining's forgiveness. Lu Yan called Xia Xining again, originally planning to put on a show of repentance, but the phone reported that the call could not be connected. He sent a message on WeChat and received a red exclamation mark in return. Having been separated for 3 years, Lu Yan was no longer the Lu Yan of the past. He had long since reached his limit with Xia Xining's previous hot and cold attitude. He had reached his limit. But what could be done? Now Lu Yan needed Xia Xining, so he could only lower his head and beg for her forgiveness. At this time, Xia Xining gathered herself and returned to the company. A moment later, Liu Qian knocked on the door. What's wrong? Xining, Lu Yan just texted me. If you don't meet him, he'll come to the company to find you. What did he say? Xia Xining bit her lip gently. This Lu Yan is really too reckless. I blocked all of Lu Yan's contact methods precisely to punish him for not listening to me, to let him cool his head. And now he dares to come to the Xia Corporation. Xining, what do we do now? Liu Qian knew that now was not the time to reveal the relationship between Xia Xining and Lu Yan, especially at the Xia Corporation. If Chairman Xia found out, the consequences would be unimaginable. He'll contact him. Things have come to this. Xia Xining absolutely could not let Lu Yan come to the Xia Corporation. I sat to one side and listened, while quietly putting away the lunchbox, planning to return to the apartment to continue practicing the piano. But I was called back by Xia Xining. Fang Yuan, I have to go meet Lu Yan and make things clear once and for all. Can you come with me? Hearing that, I was a bit dazed. Me, go with you? That doesn't seem like a good idea. That's right, Xining. It's not appropriate for Fang Yuan to go now. What if Lu Yan misunderstands? I have to teach Lu Yan a lesson. That way, he won't keep disappointing me time after time. Therefore, Fang Yuan, you must come. Qian, you come along too. Sorry to trouble you both. The things Lu Yan is doing now have really disappointed me. I'm really angry. Under Xia Xining's repeated pleas, Liu Qian and I still agreed. Xia Xining felt a little relieved and immediately took out her phone to contact Lu Yan. As soon as the call connected, Lu Yan's joyful voice came through. Signing, you finally answered my call. They'll send you an address in a bit. We'll talk about it when we get there. If you dare come to the Xia Corporation to find me, we will break up completely and never see each other again. Okay, Signing, whatever you say. In short, as long as they met, Lu Yan would be able to explain things clearly. Just like before, no matter what mistake Lu Yan made, as long as Lu Yan bowed his head first, she would always choose to forgive him. But this time, Lu Yan still had an ace up his sleeve. Half an hour later, Yulan Tea House had been cleared out in advance. Lu Yan brought an apology gift, a joyful expression on his face, and was about to speak when he suddenly saw me walking right behind Xia Sining. The joyful look on his face suddenly darkened. Why are you here? We're here to back up Signing? Luckily, Liu Qian spoke up, breaking my awkward silence, and looked angrily at Lu Yan. You abandoned Signing at her most critical moment. Now that Signing can see again, you're the one shamelessly begging to get back together. Why do you still make Signing sad? Lu Yan took a deep breath, trying to suppress his anger. Qian, I didn't. You didn't? Things have come to this, and you still dare to say those 2 words in front of me? Xia Signing couldn't hide her disappointment. She had thought Lu Yan would realize his mistake and repent. Signing, before you said Feng Yuan was deliberately playing tricks, dragging his feet and refusing to divorce you, so of course I was angry. I'm your man. Do you really expect me not to be moved? You know in my heart how important you are. I was afraid that over the past 3 years, you would have a change of heart. If I wanted to have a change of heart, I would have done so long ago. Have you forgotten what happened 3 years ago? If my eyes hadn't recovered, would you have come back to beg me to get back together? Lu Yan, you absolutely wouldn't. You're nothing compared to Feng Yuan. For the past 3 years, Feng Yuan has been by my side, taking meticulous care of me, risking his life to cure my eyes. Even when I initiated the divorce to get back together with you, Feng Yuan was willing to let go and grant our wish. So Signing,
my worries were correct. When I learned what Feng Yuan had sacrificed for you over the past 3 years, when I saw Feng Yuan with my own eyes, I knew your heart wasn't completely thinking of me, but had been gradually invaded by another man. How can I feel at ease with you like this? To truly have you, I would rather endure your anger. I originally just wanted to be a bystander, but I couldn't escape this love triangle, so I had to explain helplessly. Lu Yan, don't overthink it. Signing and I are already divorced. Towards the 2 of you, I only have blessings, nothing else. Lu Yan laughed mockingly. Feng Yuan, who would believe words like that? Everyone knows you, love Signing so much you wouldn't even care about your own life. How can I feel at ease? Feng Yuan is right, Lu Yan. You clearly know that Feng Yuan and Signing's marriage was a contract, and that Signing is under great pressure to get back together with you. Now that Feng Yuan and Signing are divorced, you still don't know where you went wrong. You're truly despicable. Liu Qian had advised Xia Signing many times not to long for this scumbag Lu Yan. She also warned Lu Yan if he was the one initiating the request to get back with Xia Signing, then he should have the attitude of someone begging, but he ended up acting like this. Lu Yan, let's not see each other for a while, and don't even think about contacting me. I can't forgive you for the time being. Let's both calm down, think about each other, and see if we're still the important person we were at the beginning. Let's go, Qian, Feng Yuan. Signing, I support you leaving. Liu Qian just felt like she must have been blind over 3 years ago to have once shipped the couple Lu Yan and Xia Signing. Signing, have you forgotten whose heart condition Piao Shui had, and who was it that found a suitable heart donor? You said you would be grateful to me for the rest of your life. Hearing that, Xia Sining's steps suddenly halted. The softest spot in her heart was struck by Lu Yan's words. That was a secret Xia Signing had never told anyone. Xia Sining's biological sister, Xia Piao had a congenital heart defect. At the age of 10, her illness suddenly flared up, and she urgently needed a compatible heart donor. Even though a top-tier wealthy family like the Xia spent a fortune, they still couldn't find a suitable donor. At that time, it was Lu Yan who went through great lengths to help find a suitable heart donor. This was also the most important reason why Xia Signing firmly agreed to get back together with Lu Yan. The Lu Yan of that time was so wonderful and responsible. He was an indomitable man in Xia Sining's heart. Signing? I don't understand. Was Piao Shui's heart really found by Lu Yan? Even Liu Qian didn't know about this. Lu Yan, I know. Xia Signing didn't rush to explain, but her form of address changed from a Yan to Lu Yan. At this, the corner of Lu Yan's mouth curved into a line. He knew that as long as he had this trump card, no matter what Lu Yan, had done wrong, Xia Signing would forgive him unconditionally. At the same time, to get the Xia family to forgive Lu Yan, this was also the best reason. Signing, this is a lucky charm I made for you by hand. You once said, this is the most beautiful legend from ancient Greece. As long as you pour enough love and longing into it, the lucky charm will protect you. I may not have made it very beautifully, but my feelings are beyond doubt. I hope you can accept it and forgive me. Xia Signing lowered her eyes, remembering the good times with him, and began to soften, accepting the gift. Yan, they'll see how you perform. Seeing this, Lu Yan was filled with joy. Signing, thank you. At this moment, Lu Qian suddenly said, Lu Yan, listen up. Don't misunderstand Signing and Fang Yuan anymore. Fang Yuan and Signing's marriage was a contract. Also, Fang Yuan is my boyfriend. Everyone was shocked by Liu Qian's words. Signing, I always told you before, if you don't like Fang Yuan, I would take this little puppy brother away. I was serious. Originally, I didn't want to say this, but since Lu Yan keeps misunderstanding you and Fang Yuan, it seems it's time to reveal the truth. After saying that, Liu Qian pulled Xia Signing and me away, leaving only Lu Yan with a dazed expression. Fang Yuan, he's also involved with Liu Qian? I only came back to my senses after getting in the car. Qian, why did you? That was just a temporary plan. Otherwise, Lu Yan would keep misunderstanding you and Signing. Isn't what I did just cutting the Gordian knot? Hearing her say that, I scratched the back of my neck. If we can take this opportunity to give Lu Yan a little more trust in Xia Signing, that's pretty good. Signing, was Piaoxu's heart really found by Lu Yan back then? Why didn't he say so sooner? Xia Signing heard the conversation between me and Liu Qian, suppressed the discomfort in her heart, and explained, Lu Yan didn't allow it to be said. This heart was bought from the black market. It was an illegal route. Liu Qian exclaimed in shock. Signing? Doesn't even Uncle Xia know about this? That's right. The only people who know are me and Lu Yan. I can't believe Lu Yan was so humble back then as to not take credit. No wonder you chose to forgive and get back together with Lu Yan. I'm sorry, Signing. I even called you a love fool. As night fell, Xia Signing and I had just returned to the villa when Auntie Zhang hurried over. Xia, this is bad. Take a look at this. Auntie Zhang carefully handed over her phone. Xia Signing saw the top trending topic was a picture of her and Lu Yan in the same frame at the tea house yesterday. The photo seemed to be taken from a hidden corner, capturing Xia Signing and Lu Yan very clearly. The headline was even more shocking. CEO of Xia Corporation, Xia Signing, and her fiancé from 3 years ago in the same frame. Suspicions of an old flame rekindling. Gossip like this from the wealthy circles is very attractive to the curious public. It had only been trending for a short while, and the comments below had already started exploding. Xia Signing quickly called the corporation's public relations department, demanding to have the trending topic taken down. After all, it was too early for this to be exposed. Not to mention whether the Xia family would support it or not. Even Xia Signing herself was very ambiguous about this relationship. A voice came from the other end of the line. Xia, the trending topic has been taken down. It seems like the Lu family took care of it. Go investigate who pushed this trending topic in the first place. I want to know who was lurking and took these photos. After hanging up, Xia Signing bit her lip gently. Lu Yan, I hope you really don't disappoint me again. As for me, while I was busy in the kitchen, Su Ru called. Fang Yuan, I saw the trending topic. Are you okay? Su Ru was immediately worried that I would be implicated and get hurt. It's fine, Professor Su. Signing and I are divorced now. Su Ru was stunned for a moment. This business trip was only for a few days, not a few years. How could such a big thing happen to me? I explained to Su Ru while cooking. It's good that you're divorced. That way you won't be stuck between Xia Signing and Lu Yan anymore. Su Ru felt a little happy inside, but didn't show it on the outside. Moreover, Su Ru always felt that Xia Signing's behavior was very strange. The 1786 Stein piano is truly priceless. Even Su Ru couldn't find one. This was the very piano that Beethoven once used, yet Xia Signing gave it directly to me. A woman's intuition always made Su Ru feel uneasy. Professor Su, it's fine. I'll be back in a few days. Practice the piano diligently these few days, and try to bring back some good news for you. After finishing dinner, I personally brought it to Xia Signing's study. Signing, is everything okay with the online matter? It's fine. The trending topic has been taken down. All traces online have been erased. The rest will be handled by the Xia Corporation's public relations department. If my family looks for you, be sure to let me know. I was the one who dragged you into this. You shouldn't have to bear this for me. I nodded and said, I understand. But even Professor Su knows about it, so I think we probably can't hide it from Chairman Xia. I think we should prepare in advance. Su Ru contacted you? Did you tell her about our divorce? I acknowledged. I trust Professor Su's character. He definitely wouldn't just say things without reason. Xia Signing started to feel displeased. Just as she was about to get angry, she realized she had no right to. Xia Signing suddenly spoke up. Fang Yuan, the piano has arrived. Play a piece for me. I scratched my head.
A little surprised, can't I? Of course you can. It's perfect. I also want to see its true appearance. Pushing the door open, the gentle light filled the piano room, the one Beethoven was said to have used. The same model, a Stein 1786 piano, appeared before my eyes. Seeing me stare blankly at the piano, the corner of Xia Xining's mouth curved into a line. This gift was the right choice. Feng Yuan, go and try it. I hummed in agreement. My voice also became unsteady. Holding my breath, I stepped forward, as if having a devout audience with a deity. Feng Yuan, play a rendition of Moonlight for me. I want to see for myself what you look like when you play, to see if you're as dazzling as in the videos and photos. After speaking, I closed my eyes. I focused on playing the piano. The moment my fingertips touched the black and white keys, it seemed as if the whole world stood still at this moment. A rendition of Moonlight came to an end. My eyes were filled with reverence. I gently brushed my fingertips across the piano in front of me, to be able to perform on this piano myself. For a pianist, there's a feeling of having no regrets even in death. But I have Wen Nuan, who is more important than any piano. Feng Yuan, I can hear a stubborn yearning in your playing. When you were playing this piano, what were you thinking about? Were you thinking about Wen Nuan? I didn't expect Xia Xining to ask that. I was stunned for a moment, facing Xia Xining's probing gaze. I pressed my lips together. In the end, I still chose to tell the truth. I knew lying wouldn't mean much. Xining, are you okay? Actually, I was also a little anxious, afraid that Xia Xining would find out that I've always seen her as a substitute for Wen Nuan. Feng Yuan, you and Wen Nuan. Xia Xining started to speak, then stopped. Never mind, play a few more pieces for me. I want to hear a few more songs. Her intuition told her that the answer I would give would definitely not be what she wanted to hear. The next day, surprisingly, there was no movement from the Xia family for the time being. I don't know if it's because the trending topic was suppressed in time. I had finished preparing breakfast for Xia Xining. Xia Xining was eating the porridge I prepared for her. She casually asked, Feng Yuan, are you practicing the piano at the villa today? No, I have to go pick up Professor Su. Then I'll go to the Huaxia Conservatory of Music to practice. I won't be bringing you lunch. So, are you coming back tonight? Signing, Professor Su helped me with the competition registration this time. It took a lot of effort. I want to treat her to a meal. Xia Xining's expression immediately darkened. Feng Yuan, what is the meaning of this? She thought to herself. I just received the piano you gave me last night. I was clearly so happy. But the result is that the day after Suru returns, he immediately goes to be with Suru. After finishing breakfast, I said goodbye to Xia Xining and left. Xia Xining watched my departing figure. Her expression was gloomy. She couldn't help but smash a cup on the ground. After Xia Xining got into the car, as she was about to arrive at the Xia Corporation, she took out her phone and dialed a number. The person on the other end was Xia Xining's former piano teacher, also a very famous performer in the country. On my end, I arrived at the high-speed rail station early, planning to pick up Suru. The phone rang. It was a call from Suru. Professor Su, so soon? Sorry, Feng Yuan. There's a last-minute dinner party I can't turn down. I can only come back tomorrow. I was a bit stunned. Professor Su, don't you hate drinking the most? The adult world isn't as simple as you think. Feng Yuan, you've lived this long and you're still like a child. When you ask for favors, you certainly can't avoid these things. Professor Su, I'm sorry. Instead of saying sorry, you should practice the piano more. When I get back, we have to start arranging your participation in the piano competition. Don't you dare make any mistakes for me. Remember, arrogance and complacency are forbidden. You absolutely must not disappoint me. I won't, Professor Su. At the same time, high-speed rail passengers began to enter the station. I got up from my seat and casually brushed non-existent dust from my knees. I planned to go home and continue practicing diligently. Just then, a beautiful figure shot into my sight like a meteor. In the crowd, just for one more glance at you, I could no longer look away. That face, even if it turned to ash, I would never forget. My mouth fell open, but I was too emotional to speak. Just then, the girl seemed to sense my gaze. She turned around, facing me as I walked towards her. Surprise, disbelief. Then slowly, she became calm again. If something called fate exists in this world, then what happened in this moment was inevitable. That girl, just like in the brilliant summer of high school when I met her, smiled gently. Let me introduce myself first, in case you've forgotten me. My name is Wen Nuan. Wen as in gentle, Nuan as in warm breeze. My dream is to be determined to become the most talented musician in the world. So, long time no see, classmate Feng Yuan. I held my breath, afraid that a single breath would shatter this beautiful moment. The white moonlight I've been searching for all these years had now suddenly appeared before me. It was like being in an unreal dream. I had 1,000 things to say. I wanted to ask her where she had been all these years. Why, after graduating from high school, did she just leave a letter and disappear without a word? She had clearly barged into my heart, selfishly took everything and then retreated and left, but with so much to say. When it finally came out, it turned into 2 simple sentences. Wen Nuan, I missed you so much. The moment I said it, the rims of my eyes turned red, shimmering with tears, seeing my red-rimmed eyes, and my choked-up appearance, unable to speak. Wen Nuan couldn't help but cry too. Her lips pressed together tightly. The next second, she threw herself into my arms. Fang Yuan, I'm back. I immediately hugged Wen Nuan tightly. You'll never let go again this time. Wen Nuan, it's good that you're back. A fast food restaurant near the high-speed rail station. Wen Nuan and I found a place to sit. Wen Nuan ordered a Coke, a hamburger, and fries, and started eating voraciously. Watching Wen Nuan's undisguised, hearty eating, I never got tired of looking at her. The image from my memory was now crystal clear before my eyes. It was the image I had prayed to Buddha for countless times. Just then, my leg was kicked. I know I eat like a beast. You don't have to stare at me like that. I laughed foolishly and apologized. Wen Nuan, I still feel that being able to see you again like this is like a dream. I can't bear to look away. Fang Yuan, long time no see. You've learned quite a few cheesy lines. Why didn't you say them to me in high school? Wen Nuan used a joke to hide the guilt in her sparkling eyes. I really do regret it. I regret not saying a little more to you back then. Then I wouldn't have regretted it for 8 whole years. If I had said a little more, maybe you wouldn't have. Suddenly disappeared, faced with my heartfelt words. Wen Nuan suddenly went silent for a moment. Wen Nuan, are you okay? I was a bit nervous. These words weren't meant to cause her pressure, but to let her know how important she is to me. I'm sorry, Fang Yuan, for making you wait for so long. Wen Nuan took a deep breath and towards me, flashed a bright smile and handed me a hamburger. This kind of hamburger isn't bad either. I picked it myself. It can't be wrong. With these words from Wen Nuan, my eyes suddenly became moist. The years of waiting. I finally received salvation from my first love, my white moonlight. Surely, if you haven't experienced it yourself, you would never be able to understand. I took the hamburger Wen Nuan handed me and ate voraciously. So happy, so happy. My heart was already overflowing with sweetness. After eating, Wen Nuan contentedly rubbed her belly. I still didn't take the initiative to speak, nor did I ask any questions. I just stared at her foolishly, which made her a little awkward. Hey, Fang Yuan, why don't you ask me where I went during the years I was gone? I don't think those things are important. What's important is that you're here in front of me now. Wen Nuan, you won't suddenly disappear again, will you? My final tone became extremely pleading. It was so hard to finally meet her. If she disappeared without a word again, I'm afraid I would really go crazy. I'm sorry, Fang Yuan. I can't guarantee that. I can only say, to be able to see you again. I really did use all my strength. When I left you that letter after high school graduation, leaving so suddenly was out of my control. I really didn't know what would happen to me back then. Otherwise. Wen Nuan hesitated. Your dejected and lonely state after the incident, even giving up your most beloved piano, I really couldn't bear to watch it anymore. As she spoke, Wen Nuan's emotions suddenly became agitated. Don't tell me. You stopped playing the piano after you got married. Otherwise, I will absolutely not forgive you. I was originally feeling confused by Wen Nuan's earlier words, making me feel confused, knowing that Wen Nuan still might leave me. I had 10,000 questions I wanted to ask, but in the end, Wen Nuan reverted to her old self, and even exploded when she found out I was married. Wen Nuan, I can explain. I had no choice but to get married. I know. It was because the Fang family was about to go bankrupt, and the Xia family, to deal with the fallout of Xia Sining's broken engagement, specially chose you to be their shield, right? You know all of this? Just think of it as me having a clone in Jingdu. After high school graduation, I've always been following news about you. You're still the person I remember. Sentimental, knows how to repay kindness. The man I, Wen Nuan, had my eye on. Indeed, I wasn't wrong. Wen Nuan, Sining and I only have a contractual friendship. It's absolutely not what you're imagining. All these years, in my heart, you are the chosen one, and the only one. Sining and I are divorced now. The Fang family was also saved by the Xia family. The debt of gratitude I owed the Fang family has been paid. Wen Nuan rested her chin on her hand, her eyes sparkling as she looked at me. Wen Nuan, why aren't you saying anything? Being stared at by Wen Nuan like that? I couldn't help but blush. Oh my, are you shy? I thought you could say even more cheesy lines, but this is all you've got? How pathetic. Wen Nuan imitated Jia Gaowei, who was very popular in high school, and laughed strangely. I scratched the back of my neck. Wen Nuan, what I said came from the heart. It's not cheesy lines, but I'm getting goosebumps. Look if you don't believe me. Saying that, Wen Nuan pulled up her sleeve, revealing a fair and smooth arm, and held it towards my face. Still the mischievous, lively girl from my memory. The cute, bold Wen Nuan, besides her face having lost its youthful look. All right, Wen Nuan. There are so many people here. Unless you beg for mercy. Otherwise, I won't. Okay, I beg for mercy. Seeing the grown man before her, still as naive as in her memory, just a little teasing and his face and ears would turn red. Wen Nuan's gaze gradually softened. She thought for a moment, then said, "So, you're still playing the piano, right?" "Yeah, I've started again. I've never forgotten our promise." Hearing this answer, Wen Nuan smiled with relief. It wasn't in vain that she took the brave initiative that year to charge into my life and save me. Silly Fang Yuan. Although I didn't appear before you these past years, I've always been watching you secretly. Then why did you? I hesitated. I suddenly remembered when Wen Nuan showed me her arm earlier. I saw many needle marks on it. That showed Wen Nuan has been getting injections all these years. Wen Nuan also knew that during the years she was missing. I must have thought of many possibilities. It's time to give the answer now. In high school, I said I wasn't sick. I took time off back then because of some family matters. You asked me back then if something had happened. Actually, you guessed right. My heart ached. This speculation was indeed something Shihao and I had anticipated. Initially, Shihao had given me the worst-case scenario, that Wen Nuan was already dead, but I still didn't believe it. I only believed that if she's alive, I must see her. If she's dead, I must see her body. This illness, my parents knew about it very early on. They didn't want me to be stressed, so they always told me white lies, so that I could have a happy life, even after they divorced. I was also very happy in the blended family. At the same time, the corners of Wen Nuan's mouth curved up. Actually, I'd noticed you a long time ago. In Jingdu, everyone knew you were excellent at the piano. As someone also outstanding, I wouldn't admit defeat. Naturally, I wanted to get to know you and compete with you. Who knew you'd suddenly announce you would stop playing? I wasn't willing to accept that. So, us meeting in high school wasn't a coincidence. It was long planned. I had no idea that in high school, Wen Nuan didn't show it at all. It turns out Wen Nuan came too. The high school I was attending because of me. For a moment, my heart was filled with joy. Later, I found out. It was because your parents and sister were in a car accident that you stopped playing the piano. At that time, you were like a child who had lost his light and future, drowning alone in a sea of darkness. I knew you loved the piano more than anyone. It was your family's pride, and also the best stage for you to showcase your talent. So I decided to summon all my courage. Even if I had to use tough measures, I had to make you touch the piano again. I'm sorry, Wen Nuan. I didn't realize it at the time. I was always scared. I locked myself in my own world. You clearly saved me, helped me escape the darkness, yet I couldn't repay you in any way at that time. I clenched my fists, looking extremely self-reproachful. The next second, my leg was kicked by Wen Nuan again. Silly Fang Yuan, you appearing in my world is the greatest repayment? Just then, I asked Wen Nuan a little nervously. So, your illness is cured now, right? But Wen Nuan still didn't answer directly. She just nodded gently. The year of high school graduation. When I left Huaxia, I swore, if I wasn't cured, I would never return to this city. Now so many years have passed. I didn't expect that the first time back. To this city, I would run into you at the high-speed rail station. Perhaps this is what they call fate. So you're cured? My suspended heart finally settled down. The next second, my eyes reddened. Tears welled up. When Nuan didn't answer my question directly, she just took a tissue to wipe my tears. Such a big man. And still crying like a baby. I didn't see you cry so much in high school. Because you're in front of me. Hearing this, Wen Nuan's heart fluttered. She hummed in response. Just then, my phone rang. It was the real estate agent calling. Hello, Mr. Fang Yuan. About the apartment you rented. The landlord has returned to Jingdu today. Are you free to come and meet the landlord for a bit? Oh, sure. Let's schedule it for the afternoon. I looked at Wen Nuan. Where do you live now? And your phone number. Give me your WeChat and everything. I was afraid she would vanish again like in high school. If imprisoning someone wasn't illegal, I would at least keep Wen Nuan locked by my side, like a yandere who won't let Wen Nuan leave. Wen Nuan was about to open her mouth. The next second, her phone rang. Miss Wen Nuan, the tenant said he would come to the apartment this afternoon to meet. I was stunned for a moment, the voice coming from Wen Nuan's end of the line. Why does it sound so much like my agent? After hanging up the phone, Wen Nuan also realized something was off. Fang Yuan, don't tell me you're renting Unit B6603 in the White Swan Complex? Yes, could it be your house? When the agent signed the contract on their behalf, I clearly saw the other party's name was Li Shui. That's the house my mom left behind. I was completely shocked. Can the world really be this coincidental? Perhaps this is heaven's greatest arrangement, isn't it? Wen Nuan's eyes lit up. Just like how Wen Nuan had just returned to this city and happened to meet me at the high-speed rail station. It's like a fated script from a Makoto Shinkai anime. Then the two of us got in the car to go back. Could it be that the piano in the house belongs to your mom? Heh, you guessed wrong. That piano belongs to Wen Li, my half-sister. During the years I was away from Jingdu, she got into the Huaxia Conservatory of Music. She stays there sometimes. I was stunned for a moment. I had heard Wen Nuan say before that her parents were divorced. Her mother, Li Shui, went far away to America to participate in confidential drug research. Her father, Wen Ming, stayed in Huaxia. He's the CEO of a multinational corporation. Wen Nuan also has a half-sister named Wen Li. After the divorce, Wen Nuan was raised by Wen Ming. I had never met Wen Nuan's other relatives, so after Wen Nuan graduated high school and disappeared, I wanted to find Wen Nuan's family, but I never had any results. Thinking back now, they must have taken Wen Nuan abroad for treatment. Once you go abroad, it's a huge world, plus Wen Nuan's special status. No wonder I couldn't get in touch. That piano is her most precious thing. If it weren't for her not having time to return to the country, she wouldn't have rented it out. But she doesn't know I'm back yet. I plan to keep it a surprise for her. But luckily, I haven't told her. Otherwise, you, the tenant, would be kicked out the next second. I couldn't help but chuckle softly. I was originally planning to use some trick to tie Wen Nuan to my side. I didn't expect heaven to give me such a good opportunity. The apartment I rented is Wen Nuan's biological mother's house. This way, I can watch over Wen Nuan with my own eyes and not let her disappear from my world again. Oh, right. I want to go somewhere today. Come with me, okay? I smiled and nodded. Of course. Okay, let's go back to the apartment first. After putting away my luggage, we'll leave in the afternoon. As for me, I looked at the vibrant Wen Nuan. Her lively, cheerful appearance. The huge rock in my heart gradually lifted. If Wen Nuan was still sick, according to what she said, she wouldn't have lived until now, and she wouldn't have returned to Jingdu. Next, I called the agent. Explained the cause of the incident. The agent was stunned after hearing it, so they left it for the two of us to resolve and hung up the phone. Wen Nuan and I went into the White Swan district. Wen Nuan had just put her luggage in the room in the apartment when she unhesitatingly rushed to the big bed, jumped on it a few times, and lay spread-eagled. She stretched contentedly and comfortably. It even smells like sunshine. Did you wash it? I stood at the door and explained. It was the hourly maid that Wen Le called. When signing the contract, I gave instructions that 2 rooms were off limits, so I only cleaned the other areas. My sister is so thoughtful. Wen Nuan baked on the bed for a long time before getting up. There's still some time. Fang Yuan, I want to hear you play the piano. Her words were very natural, like the piano room in high school during that summer. Wen Nuan looked straight at me very naturally and told me she wanted me to play. I just replied with a single word, okay. Just as Wen Nuan had said, we met because of music. When we reunited, music should also open a new chapter. Wen Nuan, during the time you weren't here, I composed a piano piece myself. I named this piece Midsummer. I always thought that when you came back, I would give this piece to you. Wen Nuan's eyes lit up. She jumped up from the bed, smiling gently, then I'll be eagerly waiting. But Wen Nuan changed the subject. She took out her phone and played a video. Fang Yuan, you say you're so sentimental. So what's the meaning of this video? The video Wen Nuan showed me was the video of me, Su Ro, and Qin Sun's performance that went viral. I said seriously, it was just a very normal performance. I'm talking about this girl. Her hair color is very similar to mine. Wen Nuan pouted, full of jealousy. I did indeed see the you of that year in Junior Kin. But I don't have any improper thoughts about her. You have to believe me. If I have any wicked thoughts, then may I be struck by lightning. Wen Nuan quickly covered my mouth with her hand. I was just joking with you. You actually took it seriously? I took Wen Nuan's small hand, looked down gently and said, So, do you believe me? I believe you. I believe you. I believe you. I'm scared of you now. I smiled and gently pinched Wen Nuan's small nose. The wind blew in from the piano room window. Sunlight scattered on the white piano. Along with each note that rang out, it gradually became passionate and intoxicating, like the scorching sun at noon, full of vitality. Wen Nuan closed her eyes, listening to the world's best pianist play for her personally. My thoughts were pulled back to a long time ago. There was the chirping of cicadas, the dappled light from falling leaves, the sports field scorching under the sun, the sound of high school students reading aloud, and there were Wen Nuan and I in that story. When the last note slowly fell, the lingering melody echoed in the room, never dissipating. I lowered my hands and let out a long sigh. This midsummer peace was steeped in my countless love and longing for Wen Nuan. I hoped even more to one day fulfill my promise to Wen Nuan, to reach the pinnacle of the world so that the whole world could hear this peace. Before I could speak, with a sob, Wen Nuan started to cry. Why are you crying? Seeing the tears of the girl I liked, I became flustered. Can I be moved by you? You're a bad guy. How many innocent girls' hearts have you stolen over the years? Wen Nuan said while wiping her tears. Put on an innocent look. Is it my fault? If not you, then who's to blame? When a girl gets emotional, just going along with her is the right thing to do, right? I secretly noted down this saying of Wen Nuan's in my notebook. In the future, to make Wen Nuan happy, I must always remember all of Wen Nuan's joys, angers, sorrows, and happiness. Originally, I just planned to listen to one piece and then leave, but now you've made me want to play a duet too. Fang Yuan, let's play four hands. Of course we can. I quickly wrote down the sheet music with a pen and paper and gave it to Wen Nuan. Wen Nuan quietly hummed the rhythm, read it through carefully, and immediately understood it. During our performance, I was momentarily transported back to the past, back to that high school in that summer. My entire heart was filled with warmth and happiness. The sound of the piano flew out the window. Just then, Fang Xiao and Qin Shun were passing by. I told you Senior Fang Yuan was here. Listen, you can hear the piano playing. Should we go and bother Senior Fang Yuan? We can also mention that you're renting a place here. I've never heard this piece before. Could it be an original composition? As expected of Senior Fang Yuan, he's too amazing. At the same time, Qin Shun noticed something unusual. She could tell it wasn't a simple piano solo. Someone was playing a four-hands piece with me. This chemistry and talent, a perfect duet. Fang Xiao also heard something unusual. Didn't Senior Fang Yuan say that he wouldn't perform a duet with anyone else? Why has he changed his mind now? Hurry, Fang Xiao. Let's hide for now. I want to see if it's really her who has returned. Fang Xiao didn't understand Qin Shun's actions at all, but since Qin Shun said so, Fang Xiao naturally listened to her best friend and hid to the side. The rest of the piece quickly came to an end. I was extremely satisfied. Wen Nuan hadn't changed. Her music was still so free and unrestrained, full of spirit and vitality. Wen Nuan was sweating without realizing it, her expression still lingering on the music, but she glanced at the time. Oh, it's getting a bit late. Fang Yuan, let's go quickly. Wen Nuan, where are we going? To the anime festival. There's a 7-day anime festival in Kyoto today. I want to go. I knew Wen Nuan loved the Toon world, but I didn't expect that on her first day back in Kyoto, she'd want to go to an anime festival. Whatever. As long as my Wen Nuan likes it, it's fine. It'll go with her wherever she wants to go. Haha. It'll take you to a place to borrow some cosplay outfits first. Anyway, with your height and looks, it would be a waste not to cosplay. Then Wen Nuan pulled me out of the apartment. The sight of the two of us appearing was, of course, seen by Fang Xiao and Qin Shun, who were hiding there. Who is this girl? Is she Senior Fang Yuan's girlfriend? So pretty. Fang Xiao subconsciously looked at Qin Shun beside her. She knew Qin Shun had always admired and had feelings for me. It's her, there's no mistake. She's really back, Qin Shun mumbled to herself. Fang Xiao was stunned for a moment. Do you know the girl next to Senior Fang Yuan? Qin Shun hummed in agreement. Seeing Wen Nuan again should have been a happy occasion. She was the artist Qin Shun had yearned for so many years, her idol and goal. But seeing me and Wen Nuan, looking so well matched in the same frame, Qin Shun couldn't control the bitterness that spread through her. Now that the rightful person has returned, she knew my heart would never have room for another girl. Very quickly, Wen Nuan led me to a shop. After changing into our cosplay outfits, Wen Nuan and I hailed a cab and went straight to the venue. It was almost opening time, and many cosplay enthusiasts had already gathered nearby. The moment Wen Nuan and I appeared, we naturally attracted the attention of many people. A handsome guy and a beautiful girl, such an eye-catching combination. Handsome guy, beautiful girl. Would you mind if I took a photo of you two? The voices of people around us were endless. Wen Nuan flashed a sunny smile, accepting everything. She didn't refuse anyone who came. Fang Yuan, let's do it together. I looked over and saw Wen Nuan's bright, morning sun smile. How could I possibly refuse? But after taking photos and walking through a few areas, Wen Nuan suddenly stopped. I followed Wen Nuan's gaze. In front was an exhibition room. Inside, there was a piano and a violin standing quietly. The black piano was like an elder who had settled over the years, exuding a sense of dignity. In contrast was the golden violin, full of vitality and beauty. It reminded me of the New Year's Eve party in high school with Wen Nuan. I played the black piano. Wen Nuan played the golden violin. The two of us coordinated flawlessly, weaving the most magnificent music. Wen Nuan smiled and walked forward, asking the staff if she could go in and play. After getting permission, Wen Nuan and I only needed a glance to find that old feeling again. I slowly closed my eyes, my fingertips lightly touching the keys, like a shooting star gently gliding across a calm lake. Wen Nuon's performance was also incredibly outstanding. Not long after I played the intro, she seamlessly joined in with her violin. The notes from the two of us collided in that moment, igniting into the most brilliant sparks. The bustling cosplayers and photographers were all stunned. What the heck? Is this still an anime festival? Did I accidentally walk into a piano concert? I can't give any profound comments, just 2 words. So good, so good. The audience took out their phones one by one to record me and Wen Nuon performing. At the same time, Xia Piaoxu was strolling through the anime festival. Suddenly, her heart pounded violently. She subconsciously looked in my direction. As for Xia Piaoxu's best friend, Liu Qian, she also noticed her friend's unusual state. Piaoxu, what's wrong? Is your heart acting up? Maybe we should go home. Xia Piaoxu shook her head. I'm fine. This feeling started after her heart transplant at age 10. Every time she meets me, she feels this kind of empathy. Therefore, during the 3 years I took care of Xia Signing, Xia Piaoxu would occasionally use the excuse of visiting Xia Signing get close to me. This heart of hers, whenever she's near me, would always feel a sense of warmth and closeness. Xia Piaoxu didn't know the reason, but she enjoyed it very much. Chung, can you hear the music? I think so. It's coming from over there. Let's go. Let's go check it out. Piaoxu, it's so crowded over there. Are you sure? I'm afraid you'll have another episode like just now. It's okay. Xia Piaoxu just wanted to know who was the source of such moving music. When Xia Piaoxu and Liu Qian squeezed through the crowd and finally saw me and Wen Nuon performing, our duet had just ended. Everyone was still immersed in the perfect duet by me and Wen Nuon. Only Xia Piaoxu, upon seeing my back, recognized me instantly. After all, only I could make her heart feel this way. So who was the woman performing the duet with me? That was amazing. Fang Yuan, it's like dreaming of the New Year's party in high school. Wen Nuon didn't notice Xia Piaoxu and Liu Qian at this moment. I patted Wen Nuon's head. You did great. Sister Signing. Xia Piaoxu blurted out subconsciously. Ah no. Sister Signing is the chairman of the Xia group. How could she be involved in the second world? Hearing the familiar voice, I instinctively looked towards Xia Piaoxu. Xia Piaoxu, why is she here? For her to see me and Wen Nuon together? Although it was a surprise, I was already mentally prepared. Fang Yuan, do you know her? Yes, she's Xia Signing's younger sister, Xia Piaoxu. Wen Nuon was a bit dazed. Wow, no way. She looks a bit like me in high school. But isn't running into this situation really bad? Wen Nuon knew about my contract marriage with Xia Signing. I smiled and replied, it's not bad. What's meant to happen will happen. After that, I led Wen Nuon to Xia Piaoxu. Little sister Piaoxu, what a coincidence seeing you here. Let's find a place to sit and talk. It's too crowded here. Xia Piaoxu nodded silently, then found a less crowded place to sit. Are you too thirsty? I'll go buy some drinks. Liu Qian cleverly made an excuse to buy drinks, intending to slip away. After all, the Xia family's affairs, for an outsider like her to eavesdrop, would be very strange. Wen Nuon also realized it wasn't appropriate and went along to leave with her. Xia Piaoxu felt a pleasant sensation spreading from her chest and got straight to the point. Who is she? Her name is Wen Nuon. She's the white moonlight who saved me in high school, just like what Liu Yan means to Xia Signing. I thought I would never see her again in this lifetime, but I didn't expect. Brother Fang Yuan, what do you mean? You and Sister Signing are still in a contract marriage. If outsiders see this, what will they think of our Xia family? If Dad finds out, even if you cured Sister Signing's eyes, he won't forgive you. Signing and I are divorced now. The contract has been terminated. I'm a free man. Then, I showed Xia Piaoxu the photo of the divorce certificate on my phone. After Xia Piaoxu saw it, she was speechless with shock for a moment. A long while later, she slowly spoke. Brother Fang Yuan, do my parents know about this? They don't know yet. As for my divorce from your Sister Signing, it was Sister Signing's own choice. I hope you will respect Signing and respect me as well. Xia Piaoxu sighed. It must be because of Liu Yan, right? Actually, I had a feeling about this for a while, but what surprises me more is that I always thought you were like what others said, madly in love with Sister Signing. I really didn't expect you to be with a woman who looks so much like Sister Signing. Are you treating Sister Wen Nuon as a substitute for Sister Signing? Hearing this, the corner of my mouth twitched violently. Substitute? What substitute? Don't read too many novels. Towards Xia Signing, I've always had the feelings of a friend, a benefactor. As for Wen Nuon, she is the woman I love the most. Is that clear to you now? Forgive me for deceiving this little sister, Xia Piaoxu. After all, I didn't want any more trouble. A white lie is good for both of us. All right, I won't tease you anymore. As long as brother Fang Yuan didn't violate the contract, it's fine. I hope Sister Sining won't regret it. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief. I've passed this hurdle. At this point, Wen Nuan and Liu Qian guessed enough time had passed and came back with drinks to sit down. Xia Piaox's gaze remained fixed on Wen Nuan, making Wen Nuan a little shy. She secretly nudged my arm. Fang Yuan, are you done talking with little sister Piaoxu? I nodded. Yes, everything is clear now. Wen Nuan sighed in relief. That's good then. Just then, my phone rang. Seeing it was Xia Sining calling, I answered the call. Sining, what's up? Fang Yuan, are you practicing the piano? No, I'm at an anime festival. Anime festival? Xia Sining was stunned for a moment. Aren't you picking up Su Ru today? Professor Su had something come up suddenly. You'll pick her up tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's tomorrow again. Originally, I wasn't coming home for dinner with her tonight, and she was already very unhappy. Now it turns out I'm picking up Su Ru tomorrow, which means I won't be home for dinner tomorrow either. Xia Sining wanted to get angry, but suddenly felt she didn't have the right. Then why did you suddenly go to an anime festival? I like the Sign world, and I even met little sister Piaoxu at the festival. Piaoxu went to the anime festival? Is anyone with her? Liu Qian is here, so Su Ru isn't back yet. Tonight, you can bring Piaoxu home with you, and we'll have dinner. I can't Sining. When Nuan came back today, I have to be with her. Hearing my last sentence, it was like a thunderbolt striking Xia Sining's head. It's that main female character from the photo again. Since when? Fang Yuan, why didn't I know? Also, you said you were going to pick up Su Ru, so how did it turn into strolling through an anime festival with Wen Nuan? You have to give me a reasonable explanation. It's not that you wanted to meet Wen Nuan, so you deliberately lied to trick me, right? Xia Sining didn't know what kind of mood she was in to say these words. Instead of being surprised, it was more like questioning me as if she were the rightful wife. I met Wen Nuan at the high-speed rail station when I went to pick up Professor Su, Sining. You know Wen Nuan's place in my heart. It's like what Lu Yan means to you. I explained very seriously. Xia Sining, for a moment, didn't know what to say. I waited on the other end of the line for a long time without Xia Sining continuing, so I had to speak first. Tonight, I'll cook for Wen Nuan myself, so I won't be back. When you need me to help you and Lu Yan get together, then find me. After saying that, I hung up immediately. After a simple chat with Xia Piaoxu, Wen Nuan pulled us along to stroll through the anime festival. However, in the office on the other side, Xia Sining heard the phone being hung up, as if her soul had been drained. This uncomfortable feeling was exactly the same as when she received the news that Lu Yan broke off the engagement 3 years ago. Xia Sining was so dazed that she didn't even notice when Liu Qian entered. Sining, are you okay? Why do you look so pale? I am fine, Qian. Come on, Sining, are you still hiding things from me? It's not that damn scumbag Lu Yan pulling some tricks again, is it? It's not because of a Yan, Qian. Do you remember the photo I showed you before? The one of Fang Yuan and his friend from high school? I remember. The girl who looks a lot like you, named Wen Nuan or something, right? She returned to Kyoto today and reunited with Fang Yuan. Ah, fuck. Liu Qian couldn't help but exclaim. She was thinking about how to pursue me, but it turns out a new love rival has appeared. Qian, that Wen Nuan knows how to play the piano and the violin. She coordinates very well with Fang Yuan. They performed a duet at the high school's New Year's party. Perhaps in Fang Yuan's heart, Wen Nuan holds a special place. No way. Is this love rival so formidable, even more so than Su Ru? Whatever, I'll give it my all. I've been single for over 20 years. It was so hard to find a guy I like. If I don't try now that I have a chance, I really won't be resigned to it. Qian, do you really care about Fang Yuan that much? Previously, Xia Sining simply thought Liu Qian was joking. Of course, Sining. When it comes to feelings, have I ever joked with you? I really like Fang Yuan a lot. If he hadn't had a contract marriage with you, I would have made a move long ago. The anime festival ended. Wen Nuan and Xia Piaoxu said goodbye to Liu Qian. After getting in the car, her small face was flushed, still immersed in the joy of being a cozer at an anime festival for the first time. She looked at my side profile. Fang Yuan, were you bored? No, I really liked it. Really? Don't lie to me just to comfort me. I'd rather hear you tell the truth. I gently stroked Wen Nuan's head. Wen Nuan, with you by my side, everything becomes vibrant and colorful for me. Thank you, Fang Yuan. Wen Nuan smiled contentedly. 10 minutes later, I returned to the White Swan residential complex and placed the bowl of tomato and egg noodles on the table. Wen Nuan sat at the table, took a deep breath. Wow, it smells so good. Let me have a taste. Let's see how many years of contract marriage have honed your cooking skills. After speaking, Wen Nuan picked up her chopsticks and heartily enjoyed the delicious food. Seeing Wen Nuan's delighted expression as she ate, my tense heart finally settled down. Thankfully, Wen Nuan didn't dislike my cooking. Even though I've practiced for a long time, cooking noodles for the girl I like for the first time still made me a little anxious. After dinner, Wen Nuan proactively took on the task of washing the dishes. No matter how I tried to argue, it was useless. I could only let her be. Watching Wen Nuan's busy back as she washed dishes in the kitchen, I suddenly hoped from the bottom of my heart that if time could stop forever at this moment, how wonderful that would be. To stop at this time when Wen Nuan returned and met me again. This moment was the most blissful eternity for me. Suddenly, I remembered my good brother, Shi Hao. He had always helped me search for Wen Nuan. Now that Wen Nuan has returned, he would surely be very happy. Just as I took out my phone to send a message, a call suddenly came in. It was Su Ru. I quickly answered the call. Professor Su, this is Fang Yuan. My matter is almost resolved. I'm preparing to return tomorrow. Have you been practicing the piano diligently today? Su Rao's voice sounded a little tired. Professor Su, a very important friend of mine just returned. I've been with her all day, Su Ru said. Oh, her voice became a little cold. Professor Su, I'm sorry. I thought Su Ru was angry because I didn't practice the piano, letting down her expectations. Is your friend a man or a woman? I didn't understand why Su Ru asked this question. I was stunned on the other end of the line. Su Ru came back to her senses and quickly added, if it's not convenient for you to say, then never mind. She's a girl. Her name is Wen Nuan. She's the one I mentioned to you before, the most versatile musical genius. I want to bring her to meet you. When Su Ru heard this, her heart inexplicably skipped a beat. Wen Nuan is the violinist from high school who performed with you during that New Year's Eve gala. Didn't you say she had been missing for many years? Yes, she returned today. When I said this, my voice suddenly became clear and cheerful, which in turn made Su Ru feel even more uneasy. Seeing Su Ru remain silent on the other end of the line for a long time, I became a little worried. Are you okay? Professor Su, are you angry? Su Ru came to her senses and suppressed the stray thoughts in her mind. I'm fine. I was just thinking about some things. It has nothing to do with you. Then, Professor Su, when you have time, you'll have Wen Nuan meet you. Haven't you always wanted to meet her? Let's do it later. Su Ru found a perfunctory excuse to brush it off. Right now, Su Ru was not mentally prepared to meet Wen Nuan, to meet the woman who held a unique position in my heart. After hanging up, I let out a sigh. As expected, she was still angry. Actually, I could have lied to Su Ru and said I had been practicing diligently, but that wouldn't be in my character. At that moment, Wen Nuan came out after finishing the dishes. Seeing that I didn't look well, she asked with concern, Fang Yuan, what's wrong? Professor Su called. It made me forget that you don't know Professor Su yet. I don't know her, but I've heard of her. She's the most talented young professor at the Huaxia Conservatory of Music, and also your mentor. Yes, let me tell you about Professor Su. I'm sure you'll be very interested. Okay, Wen Nuan naturally sat down next to me. Then I told Wen Nuan about how I met Su Ru in college, and then about receiving her guidance and help, along with the obstacles involved. Wen Nuan rested her chin on her hands. Fang Yuan, what do you think of Professor Su? She is my benefactor and teacher, and also someone I've wronged. This time I won't let Professor Su down again. You're indeed the pianist I acknowledge. Your answer is very much to my liking. Meeting such a good mentor is your fortune. 3 years ago, because of your debt to the Fang family, you gave up such a great opportunity and had a conflict with Professor Su. Now you must explain it clearly. Don't let Professor Su continue to be angry and misunderstand you. I patted Wen Nuan's head. When Professor Su comes back and meets Xia Signing, she will probably understand the situation back then. Bound by the contract with Xia Signing, I couldn't explain it clearly. I believe Professor Su will understand. That's right, as you just said, you spent the whole day at the anime festival with me today without practicing the piano at all. Isn't that terrible? I have to supervise you well on behalf of Professor Su. Practice the piano now. Wen Nuan and I went to the piano room. At this moment, Wen Nuan leaned against my side, the silhouettes of the two of us under the light, intertwined, looking incredibly harmonious. She played a four-hand duet with me. Every time our fingertips touched, it was like a dialogue of souls, without the need for words. Wen Nuan's eyes sparkled with a mischievous glint, whimsical yet free. As for me, I wore a focused expression, enjoying the duet with Wen Nuan. When Wen Nuan got tired of playing, she asked me to play for her. Wen Nuan rested her chin on her hand, watching me play with concentration. Her eyes lit up, but at the same time, sadness flowed like a river. Seeing that I had practiced enough, I smiled and said, Wen Nuan, let's go stand on the balcony for a while. The starlight is beautiful tonight. Okay. Wen Nuan and I were on the balcony, gazing at the indescribably beautiful starry night sky. Wen Nuan casually used her fingertips to touch the leaves of the potted plants near the balcony. Did you plant these potted plants? Yeah, I planted them randomly when I had nothing to do. They're beautiful. Fang Yuan, you've really learned a lot in these 8 years. You're much better than me. Like these things, I don't know how to do them, though I'm clearly very interested. I was about to say something, but at that exact moment, a streak of light suddenly flashed across the sky. It's a shooting star. Quick, make a wish. When Nuon excitedly pulled me, then closed her eyes and sincerely made a wish. As for me, I didn't see the shooting star because at that moment, my eyes could only hold Wen Nuon's profile. In my eyes, Wen Nuon was 1,000 times more beautiful than any scenery. Although I didn't know if making a wish like this would work, I still mimicked Wen Nuon's posture and sincerely vowed to the passing shooting star, using all my countless longings and love, hoping to be with Wen Nuon in this lifetime. I don't know what Wen Nuon wished for. She quickly opened her eyes. So many things happened on the first day back in Jingdu, and I even saw a shooting star. Fang Yuan, today is truly a memorable day. I have to mark it as a lucky day. Looking at Wen Nuon's heartfelt smile, I pursed my lips. Wen Nuon, actually, I have something very important to ask you. Go ahead. Seeing my serious expression made Wen Nuon nervous as well. After you disappeared, I investigated many things about you. Is becoming a pianist really your dream? Wen Nuon was flustered at being seen through by me. Fang Yuan, why are you suddenly asking this? The music teacher who taught you said you have perfect pitch, a rare, all-around prodigy. You like the saxophone, piano, pipa, and flute. You have the ability to master all of them. The teacher once asked what you wanted to be when you grew up, and you said you wanted to be like Jay Cho, to become an all-around singer. Wen Nuon, back in high school, did you say you wanted to play the piano, just to encourage me? Wen Nuon twirled a lock of her hair with her fingertip and then said shyly, I've been seen through after all. I smiled slightly. Did you think I would be angry? You once gave up so much to save me. Now it's my turn to support you. Wen Nuon, have you thought it through? Will you choose to become a one-of-a-kind pianist or walk the path of an all-around musician? Hearing me say this, Wen Nuon lowered her eyes, took a deep breath, and said, I will try to be a musician. This was Wen Nuon's childhood dream, the thing she wanted to do the most. I dotingly patted Wen Nuon's head. That's more like it. If you need my help with anything, just say it. The night grew late. After we each went back to our rooms, Wen Nuon went to her suitcase and took out a medical box with a password lock. Inside were prepared injection solutions and syringes. After skillfully injecting the medicine into her arm, Wen Nuon let out a long sigh of relief. She took out the notebook she carried with her and put a check mark on today's date, noting that there were no abnormalities. Then, Wen Nuon thought for a moment and added with a smile, met Fang Yuan today. Very surprising, very happy, very blissful. Her phone suddenly rang. It was a call from Li Shui. Wen Nuon, was everything okay today? No, Mom. It must be just dawn on your side, right? You have to take care of your health. I'm used to it after so many years. Are you at the White Swan residential complex now? Yes, Mom. I met Fang Yuan. Wen Nuon told Li Shui everything that had happened today. Li Shui was extremely surprised. Wen Nuon, if you think he's that important to you, then stay by his side. Your condition is very well controlled now. The side effects of the new medicine haven't appeared yet. A large part of maintaining it depends on love and mood. This was also the reason Li Shui agreed to let Wen Nuon leave the research institute and return to Jingdu. Another day when I have time, I must make a trip back to Jingdu to see your grandparents and also Fang Yuan. For the man her daughter had missed for so many years, Li Shui naturally had to see him in person to be at ease. Yes, Mom. We'll wait for you in Jingdu. Wen Li will probably be back by then too. Everyone can reunite here. Also, Wen Nuon, although you've already informed your grandparents about your return, you must visit them first. Show your filial piety, understand? Yes, I'll go tomorrow. Don't worry, Mom. I miss my grandparents too. The next morning, I personally went to the kitchen to prepare breakfast for Wen Nuon. Wen Nuon ate very happily. Then she said, Fang Yuan, I have to go back to my hometown today to visit my grandparents. It'll probably be for about a week. I unconsciously said, do you need me to go with you? Don't you have to go pick up Professor Su? You also have to practice the piano for the competition. You have a lot of things to be busy with. Don't go back on your promises to others. She made a good point. I had nothing more to say. Right now, I really couldn't leave. The trip from Jingdu to her hometown takes so long. Actually, I also want to meet your grandparents. The more of your relatives I know, the more at ease you'll feel. I'm really afraid you'll suddenly disappear without a word, like you did back then. It's okay, Fang Yuan. There will be a chance sooner or later. Now that I've chosen to come back, it means I have my condition under control. This is certified by my mother, you know? Looking at the lively and cheerful Wen Nuon before me, my heart was uneasy. I also didn't want to add to Wen Nuon's burden. This time, I chose to trust her. Then promise me that we'll video call every night. I have to see with my own eyes that you're safe and sound. Wen Nuan gave a helpless smile. I know. It's true, once bitten, twice shy. After seeing Wen Nuan off into the car, I asked for the specific address of Wen Nuan's grandparents' home in the countryside to prevent Wen Nuan from secretly leaving again. Right now there are still 3 hours before Professor Su returns to Jingdu. He'll go practice the piano first. On the way back, my phone suddenly rang. It was Auntie Zhang from Xia Seining's house. Mr. Fang, are you free? Xiao Xia left this morning without eating a single bite. Xiao Xia was already acting strange when she came back yesterday. She didn't look happy at all. She barely ate any dinner either. If possible, I'd like you to make some breakfast for CEO Xia. He'll have someone deliver it to the Xia group. Hearing this, I frowned. Xia Seining tormenting her body like this? What good would it do her? Her house is full of 3 Michelin star chefs. Okay. Now I somewhat regretted agreeing to the deal with Xia Seining. Even I didn't expect to meet Wen Nuan so quickly. It truly is fate. It's all right, Auntie Zhang. It's closer for me to get to the Xia group. Coincidentally, I still have leftover breakfast. He'll just reheat it a bit and he'll deliver it after I pack it up. At the same time, Liu Qian watched Xia Seining arrive at the office and was startled. Seining, are you okay? I'm fine. Xia Seining's voice was somewhat weak. How are you fine? Look at your eyes, they're all bloodshot. Didn't you sleep well last night? Did you eat your meals on time? I can't eat much unless it's made by Feng Yuan. Xia Seining finally decided to let go of her pride and admit this little fact. Didn't Feng Yuan come back last night? Not just last night, he didn't come back this morning either. He clearly said he would prepare 3 meals a day for me until Ayan and I completely get back together. Now he's already starting to break his promise. Really? What on earth have he and Wen Nuan been doing outside? Liu Qian bit her lip gently. Feng Yuan didn't come back all night, with a woman who looked very much like Xia Seining in high school, somewhere outside. This set off major alarm bells for Liu Qian. Could the two of them, like dry wood meeting a blazing fire, be unable to control their hormones after being apart for so long? Both Liu Qian and Xia Seining fell into a state of wild speculation. Just then, Liu Qian's phone rang. Seeing the caller ID, she unconsciously blurted out, Feng Yuan. Qian, why is Feng Yuan calling you? This time Xia Seining felt even more upset. I don't know either. Liu Qian could feel the anger radiating from Xia Seining. With a pounding heart, she answered the call. Hello, Feng Yuan. Qian, I'm downstairs at the Xia group. Are you free? Could you come down and get the breakfast? Breakfast? Why did you bring breakfast? Could it be that he remembered I hadn't eaten breakfast and brought it especially for me? Haha, impossible. Liu Qian felt like she was now a fanciful, dreaming young girl, always thinking about things that were completely impossible. Auntie Zhang called me, saying that Xia Seining hadn't eaten breakfast. She didn't eat much last night either. Although Xia Seining and I are divorced, the post-divorce agreement clearly states that I still have to cook for her. So I brought breakfast over now. I also prepared an extra portion. If you're hungry, you can eat it too. Like a bucket of cold water, being poured directly over Liu Qian's head. So it turns out you weren't here for me, but for Xia Seining. I was just an afterthought. I understand. Liu Qian hung up, feeling a little dejected. What did Feng Yuan want from you? Xia Seining tried to keep her tone steady. He said you haven't eaten breakfast and was afraid you'd be hungry. He brought breakfast downstairs at the company. He asked me to get it for you. Hearing this, Xia Seining was slightly stunned. In an instant, more than half of the anger in her heart had dissipated. Just as Liu Qian was about to go downstairs to get the breakfast, she was suddenly called back by Xia Seining. Qian, tell Feng Yuan to bring it up. It's not like he's someone I can't see. Before Liu Qian could speak, Xia Seining directly took her phone and called me. Qian is a little busy. You bring the breakfast up. Although I had originally planned to leave after dropping off the breakfast, to go to the high-speed rail station to pick up Suru, but hearing Xia Seining say that, I had no choice but to reluctantly bring the breakfast to Xia Seining's office. The young man is here. What delicious food did you make? Liu Qian composed herself and greeted me cheerfully. I didn't notice Liu Qian's thoughts and replied with a smile. I made sandwiches. There's also some congee. Come try it. It smells so good. You brought it at just the right time. I'm still not full from breakfast. Feng Yuan, in the future, when you have time to make breakfast, could you make a portion for me too? You can have a delivery person bring it. I'll pay you for it. With that, Liu Qian directly transferred 10,000 yuan to me via WeChat. I was startled when I saw the transfer amount. You don't need to give me this much. It's just making an extra portion of breakfast. Actually, I have a little selfish motive. Can you teach me how to cook? At the same time, Xia Seining heard me arrive and came to the door. She let out a dry cough, interrupting my conversation with Liu Qian. Seeing this, Liu Qian stuck out her tongue. Seining, you're here. Seeing Xia Seining, I held out the lunchbox to her. I heard from Auntie Zhang that you haven't eaten breakfast today. This is for you. I had originally intended to drop it off and leave, but to my surprise, Xia Signing didn't take it at all. She turned around and went straight into the office, leaving behind a sentence. Fang Yuan, come in. I have something to talk to you about. I glanced at my watch. Luckily, there was still plenty of time. After I entered the office, Xia Sining suddenly spoke up. Fang Yuan, don't you think you owe me an explanation? This sudden statement from Xia Sining left me completely baffled. You said last night you couldn't come home to eat with me because you were welcoming Su Ru. I agreed to that, but you secretly spent the whole day with Wen Nuan. I didn't pick a fight with you over this. I just wanted you to have breakfast with me. But then you said you had to go pick up Su Ru. Don't you think what you're doing now is outrageous? Don't forget we signed a new contract that says you'll stay at home when not otherwise necessary to maintain the appearance of our ongoing marriage. Indeed, I had promised all these things to Xia Sining. There was no way to find an excuse for this criticism. In that case, Signing, let's cancel that contract. You. What did you say? If you have the guts, say it again. Xia Signing couldn't believe her ears. I'm sorry, Signing. I can't continue to live there. I don't want Wen Nuan to misunderstand our relationship. Even though Wen Nuan knows the purpose of our marriage, I have to give Wen Nuan the sense of security she needs. I don't need that piano and the 5 million yuan anymore. In return, I will help you and Lu Yan get back together for free. I will try my best to prepare 3 meals a day. When they're done, I'll arrange for a delivery person to bring them over. But you also have to learn to accept food made for you by other people. I can't prepare 3 meals a day for you for the rest of your life. Xia Signing gritted her teeth. Fang Yuan, you better think carefully. You're breaching the contract without cause. You'll have to bear the consequences. I've thought it through. I still want to cancel the contract. If you want me to bear the consequences, Chairman Xia still owes me a promise. I will use that promise to completely end everything. Xia Signing was a little panicked now. Fang Yuan. So it turns out you held on to my father's promise, just to wait for this moment to plot against me, to completely sever ties with me, to disappear from my world, right? Signing, aren't your words a bit too harsh? Do you think it's good for us to keep dragging this on? Are you taking responsibility for the man you've chosen, giving him a sense of security? What you're doing is making Lu Yan miserable. It also makes me feel extremely awkward. You're saying I don't give Lu Yan a sense of security? Fang Yuan, are you crazy? You clearly know Lu Yan betrayed me 3 years ago. I was willing to give him another chance to get back together, letting him find ways to get our families to accept us again. And you say I'm not giving Lu Yan a sense of security? You're being completely unreasonable. Those are two different things. Aren't you tired of dwelling on the past? Once you've made a choice means you have to bear all the consequences and wake up. Faced with my merciless criticism, Xia Signing wanted to retort for a moment, but she couldn't say a word. What about you? Fang Yuan, have you ever given me a sense of security? I didn't even know about Wen Nuan's existence. I only found out by chance after you hid it for 3 years. If you didn't have a guilty conscience, why didn't you tell me about Wen Nuan sooner? That's not it. Why should I give you a sense of security? Our relationship is a contract marriage. Wen Nuan was my high school classmate. This is my private matter. I don't have to tell you everything, right? You should calm down. I have to go to the high-speed rail station to pick up Professor Su now. Fang Yuan, you moved out of my place, completely cutting off contact. Was it to give Wen Nuan a sense of security, right? If you really wanted to do that, you shouldn't see me, Qian, or Su Ru. You should just live by Wen Nuan's side alone, especially me. Do you really think Wen Nuan wouldn't mind that we had a 3-year contract marriage? I shook my head helplessly. Sining, you misunderstood me. Wen Nuan isn't like that. She would understand. Professor Su is my esteemed teacher. You are the benefactor of my contract marriage. As for Qian, that's even more ridiculous. Fang Yuan, I'm asking you one last time. In your heart, who is more important, me or Wen Nuan? This time I didn't hesitate. I still gave the same answer. It's Wen Nuan. When she heard me say the truth with my own mouth, Xia Sining's heart felt like it had been stabbed. Although she had a premonition, Xia Sining could no longer find an excuse to console herself. If Wen Nuan is really that important, then why did you risk your life for me? Weren't you afraid that for my sake, testing the medicine on yourself would really cause something to happen, and you never see Wen Nuan again for the rest of your life? Of course I was scared, but so what? You've shown my Fang family a kindness as heavy as a mountain. Seeing you blind, fallen into despair, I only thought about how to repay your kindness. I didn't say the more cruel part. Actually, I had already thought it through back then. Regardless of whether I lived or died, I had to find out Wen Nuan's whereabouts. By curing Xia Sining's eyes, I would be a great benefactor to the Xia family. And the Xia family, a top-tier wealthy family like that, finding Wen Nuan would surely be much simpler. So from beginning to end, when I said I was willing to sacrifice my life for Xia Sining, it was all for Wen Nuan. After hearing this, Xia Sining trembled and said one sentence. It was just a debt of gratitude, nothing else? I spoke coldly. What else would you want? Bam! This thunderclap was like a heavy blow to Sia Sining's head, causing the image of me she thought she had conquered with her charm for 3 years to shatter into smoke. She didn't even know when I left. A moment later, Liu Qian pushed the door open and entered, seeing Sia Sining sitting on the chair as if her soul had been drained. Sining, are you okay? Why didn't you eat the breakfast Fang Yuan made? Sia Sining's lips trembled, originally planning to confide in Liu Qian about me, but her reason finally returned. Her pride blocked the surging sorrow. Qian, I'm not feeling well. Postpone the meeting. I want to rest for a bit. All right, you really don't look well today. You'll go find the on-call doctor in the group's infirmary to check on you. No need. Under Sia Sining's repeated insistence, Liu Qian had to let Sia Sining rest more, and then went to inform the attendees that the meeting was postponed. Sining, you must eat the breakfast Fang Yuan made. If you keep starving yourself like this, it's really bad for your health. After Liu Qian left, Sia Sining looked at the cold sandwich on the table and took a bite. It was still the familiar taste from her memories. Even though it was cold, it was still just as delicious. At the high-speed rail station, I arrived just in time. Suru had dark circles under her eyes, and her spirits didn't seem very high. I'm sorry, Professor Su. This is all because of me. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had to drink with those people to repay a debt of gratitude. All right, saying all this is not as good as becoming famous a little sooner. Let the world see your talent. Hear the sound of your piano. Bring glory to China. Bring glory to me, your professor. Besides, my poor rest has nothing to do with the banquet. After all, with my status, socializing with them was already giving them a lot of face. How would they dare to force me to drink? Suru rubbed her temples. Actually, Suru had insomnia last night. The reason, Suru couldn't say, was because of the girl named Wen Nuan. At first, she was clearly very interested in the girl that I described. But now, hearing that Wen Nuan and I had reunited, and I wasn't even practicing piano anymore, Suru felt strange inside. She didn't understand why she had become like this, as if a rare treasure that belonged only to her was suddenly, easily snatched away by someone else. By the way, Fang Yuan, where is Wen Nuan? I want to meet her once, to see if she's really as good as you say. She went back to her hometown to visit her maternal grandparents. She won't be back for another week, is that so? That's a pity. At this moment, she herself didn't know if she felt happy or sad. Right, are you free to go to the Central Conservatory of Music now? I want to personally see if you've been slacking off on your practice these past few days. Getting into the car, Suru thought for a moment, looked at me playing with my phone, and couldn't help but ask Fang Yuan. You've been looking for that girl named Wen Nuan for many years, haven't you? How did you two meet? Actually, it was nothing short of a miracle. I smiled and told Suru about suddenly reuniting with Wen Nuan yesterday. Mentioning yesterday's meeting, my eyes lit up. It was happiness and joy from the bottom of my heart. Suru stared blankly. It seemed to be the first time she had seen me so happy. Professor Su, did you know? Even now, it still feels surreal. When it came to Wen Nuan, I talked endlessly, completely losing my previous reserved and quiet demeanor. Even my voice became incredibly cheerful. Suru pursed her lips, listening quietly. It was unclear what she was thinking. Then she said, Just now when you were on your phone, were you talking to Wen Nuan? Yes. That little girl only just replied to my message now. I was worried sick. Fang Yuan, you and Wen Nuan have been apart for 8 years, right? So many things happened during that time. Even so, is your heart still as devoted to Wen Nuan as before? Suru didn't know for what reason she asked these questions. Let's just say she was curious. Professor Su, for the 8 years I was apart from Wen Nuan, I endured the pain of missing Wen Nuan every single day. The most important girl in my life is Wen Nuan. Regardless of whether she was alive or dead, I had to find her. Suru listened to my affectionate words, and suddenly her heart felt like it was pricked by a thorn. Then she pretended to close her eyes and rest against the car window. I didn't want to bother her further, so I picked up my phone and continued talking to Wen Nuan. Wen Nuan, was the ride tiring today? It was okay. After so many years, the road back to my hometown has been repaired very well. The smelly old bus from before has been replaced with a clean, new energy vehicle. I've picked up Professor Su, and we're heading to the Central Conservatory of Music to practice now. I missed it. I really wanted to meet Professor Su once. It's okay. When you get back to the capital, there will be plenty of opportunities. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Wen Nuan then sent a photo. It was a photo of Wen Nuan with her maternal grandparents. Their eyes were full of doting affection and love for Wen Nuan. This reminded me of my family who died in a car accident. If they were still alive, they would look at me with the same eyes, wouldn't they? Just like that, through text messages, I chatted back and forth with Wen Nuan. Not long after, the car arrived at the Central Conservatory of Music. Su Rao opened her eyes and got out of the car. Just thinking about how she had just secretly glanced at me talking with Wen Nuan, The radiant smile on my face was one she had never seen before. She felt very uncomfortable again. She herself didn't know why she had become like this. It seemed she had really developed inappropriate feelings for this student she had always been proud of. Professor Su, wait for me. I helped push Su Rao's luggage and followed her. I carefully glanced at Su Rao's expression. As expected, Professor Su was still angry. She must be blaming me for not practicing diligently yesterday and running off to an anime festival with Wen Nuan instead. As soon as Suru and I entered the practice building with the pianos, two figures approached from the opposite direction. Professor Su, Senior Fang Yuan. It was Fang Xiao and Qin Shun. I was thinking about how to break the stifling atmosphere with Suru. Seeing two acquaintances, I felt relieved. I breathed a sigh of relief and took the initiative to greet them. Why are you two here? We just finished practicing and came downstairs. What a coincidence. I didn't expect to see you here. Fang Xiao enthusiastically chatted with me. In contrast, Qin Shun seemed preoccupied and didn't say much. Junior Qin, are you all right? Noticing Qin Shun's strangeness, I asked out of concern. No. I'm fine. Qin Shun forced a smile at me. Fang Xiao saw this and knew Qin Shun was bothered about Wen Nuan. Are you two free right now? Suru suddenly spoke up and asked Fang Xiao and Qin Shun. I still have class. Qin Shun is done with her classes for today. Suru looked at Qin Shun. Come over here and help me observe Fang Yuan's practice situation. Qin Shun was stunned for a moment. Professor Su, do I really have to go? On this business trip, I asked the relevant staff. The current piano competitions have undergone certain reforms. If you can get good rankings in the duet or ensemble sections, it can increase your weighting. Fang Yuan, do you have any problem collaborating with others now? Suru vaguely guessed that the reason I refused to collaborate with others in college and only played the piano alone was because of my obsession with Wen Nuan. Now that Wen Nuan has returned, the obsession is gone. I no longer have a reason to refuse to collaborate. Hearing that, I hesitated for a moment. Not wanting to displease Professor Su anymore, I still nodded. No problem. I just hope it's not too much trouble for Junior Qin. Hearing that, Qin Shun clenched her fists. Her eyes sparkling, she spoke. It's no trouble. I don't find it troublesome at all. Collaborating with Senior Fang Yuan is my dream. No matter what happens, with this opportunity, I will definitely persevere. Qin Shun, if your synergy with Fang Yuan is good, you can participate in competitions together. That will be very helpful for both of your rankings. With your talent, plus a few more achievements, who knows, maybe the study abroad spot at the St. Paul Conservatory of Music will belong to you in the future. And as your instructor, I will also do my utmost to teach you. Yes, Professor Su. I will try my best to keep up with Senior Fang Yuan's pace, and I absolutely will not slack off. Qin Shun naturally knew this opportunity was not easy to come by. After speaking, we walked towards the piano room together. Night gradually fell. Over here, Xia Xining had just returned to her private villa on Ziyun Mountain, and Auntie Zhang came out to greet her. Seeing her terrible complexion, her heart tightened. Director Xia, dinner is ready. Fang Yuan still isn't back, is he? Xia Xining asked a question she already knew the answer to. Mr. Fang is not coming back. You should eat something first. Your complexion looks terrible. You didn't eat anything last night either. I have no appetite. I don't want to eat. Director Xia, you've chosen Mr. Lu, so Mr. Fang will leave sooner or later. You should get used to not being cared for by Mr. Fang. Auntie Zhang, tell me, did I make the wrong choice? I've discovered that it seems I don't necessarily need Lu Yan. Director Xia, we used to think Mr. Lu was the right one for you. But what happened 3 years ago was truly too disappointing. But Mr. Fang was by your side, Director Xia, during your most difficult time without a single complaint. Can you really not feel it? Since we're on the topic, Auntie Zhang didn't plan to hide it anymore. She decided to say everything. Purely as an elder and an outsider based on her thoughts and experience, she advised Xia Xining. Xia Xining recalled the past, her sweet first love with Lu Yan, and my constant care for the past 3 years. Her heart was in a tangled mess. She found it increasingly difficult to see what she really wanted. Director Xia, you should still eat something first. Under Auntie Zhang's repeated persuasion, Xia Xining finally agreed. Just then, Xia Xining's phone rang. Seeing the call was from Lu Yan, she hesitated for a long time but still answered. Lu Yan, what is it? Xining, we haven't seen each other in a while. I didn't dare to text or call you. These past few days, a day has felt like a year for me. I couldn't help but call you now. Am I bothering you? Xia Xining pursed her lips. You're not bothering me, Lu Yan. I already said, for the sake of you saving Piao Shui's life, I would give you a chance. You don't need to take it too much to heart. Then Xining, when can we meet? Just once is fine. Not seeing you, I'm about to go crazy. I've been very busy lately. Lu Yan, you know, I have to prepare for the Xia family to accept us again. There's a lot to do. If you're really thinking about our future, then just behave yourself for now. I know. Lu Yan secretly gritted his teeth. This excuse again. Does Xia Xining really take me for a fool? Then signing, I don't expect to be able to see you, just talking is fine. I've been dreaming a lot lately, dreaming about our time in college together. Lu Yan tried to play the sentiment card with Xia Sining. Xia Sining's heart was now as still as water. It's not that she felt nothing at all, it's just that compared to reminiscing alone after losing Lu Yan before, these memories seem to have become less important than she had imagined. Now, she wanted to be alone to calm down even more. Xia Sining gave a meaningful look to Auntie Zhang. Having been master and servant for many years, with just one look from Xia Sining, Auntie Zhang understood. She quickly spoke up. Director Xia, someone is here for you. Lu Yan, let's talk next time. Someone has arrived at my place. Signing? Wait, I want to ask you something. You said someone arrived. Is it Fang Yuan? Fang Yuan has moved out. He said he would never come back to this house again. Lu Yan, are you satisfied with this result? It was fine not to mention it. But the moment it was brought up, Xia Sining's heart ached so much she could barely breathe. At the same time, her resentment towards Lu Yan deepened. Lu Yan couldn't hide the joy in his voice. But Sining? Didn't you sign an agreement with him to be divorced but not separated until we got back together? Why do you have to ask so many questions? Fang Yuan leaving this house? Isn't that what you wanted? Xia Sining's voice became very irritated. Lu Yan knew Xia Sining was still upset about him taking it upon himself to find me, force me to divorce. Sining, from now on, I will be by your side. You don't need Fang Yuan anymore. I will fulfill a man's responsibility and take good care of you. Lu Yan promised with extreme solemnity. Hearing this, Xia Sining's anger subsided a little. You'll see how you perform. After hanging up the phone, Xia Sining thought about how she had cut ties with me today. What if I really used the promise with her father and completely disappeared from her world? Then what would she do? Xia Sining pursed her lips and finally picked up her phone and sent me a text message.